he had the marijuana, which is on the jar. It's a jar. It's a mason jar full of weed. And so when he admitted that he had it, and then that cop asked me to mind my own business, I thought that would be the best thing to do for the gentleman who's pulled over. You know, just to shut up and hope he gets through it without going to jail. And then it sounds like this cop over here, they got out. It doesn't sound like they're gonna hem him up, because I think a certain amount of marijuana is legal in Massachusetts. So,
hello, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? All right, TTU, baby, TTU. We're gonna play in 2x speed to catch it up. Of course, I didn't want to go live tonight, but everybody was like, go live, Skeptic, he's fighting cops. Actually, I was the one that told you guys he was fighting cops, but y'all were like, go live. And so I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Let's do it.
Impound his vehicle. He might be impounding his vehicle.
So we're going to get it. We're going to pick up. I'm not going to be on camera tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I'd love to be on camera for you guys, but I wasn't prepared for this. This is last minute.
I have an officer approaching me here.
Let's go.
Flip around here. This conversation like this. So I just don't want to touch my view here.
Hey, sir, how you doing?
Just don't obstruct my view, okay?
Okay.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
He said, don't obstruct my view. Fuck off.
You just walking by?
What's your name and badge number?
I don't need to give it to you right now. I'm not involved. You're not involved in this.
But you're involved in it. You're the public servant. I'm the citizen.
I'm just asking, are you involved in this? I'm just here for your safety.
You're here for my safety?
Yes, I want to make sure you're not too close to this. All right.
You know what?
All right.
Because you have such a good haircut, then I'm gonna. The guy has the exact same haircut.
Oh, he don't give a shit. He don't give a shit about Chille. He just walks away. Thank you for going live. You're welcome, and it's a pleasure. Here we go. The LG 199. I think an arrest is imminent tonight. Please let him get arrested on my No, but poll time. What do you want to see? An arrest or a tase?
The driver's license is suspended, and that starts the pyramid cascade.
An arrest or a tase and release?
To get through, and taking away this guy's car right here and putting it in the impound yard, that's gonna hem him up. He's not gonna be able to afford to get that car out of impound. Everybody, do me a favor, hit the like button. Everybody, hit the like button. Take your finger, and hit the like button real fast. Hit the like button, and then drop down in the comments where you're watching from. Right here, tell me where you're watching from right now. Hit the number 1 button. Let me know where you're watching.
Vote.
I mean, this is in Boston, Massachusetts. Everybody, hit the number 1 button. Let me know.
You can only have one or the other. What up, Hezekiah?
So they got a couple cops over there. Those guys are talking about something. So now I think they're mostly just talking about me, because they don't. I mean, the cops just don't like cameras. You know, they just don't like the cameras. They just really don't. I don't know what's gonna happen with this guy here. I hope they let him go. I hope they let him go. You know, I hope they let him go. So they already searched his car, and now they got him hemmed up here, and they're saying his driver's license is suspended. Is from my earshot what I heard. So you hear the cops say he was here for my safety? He was here for my safety. That's what he said. He was here for my safety.
Yeah, when you're as stupid as you are, fucking everybody needs to watch out to make sure you don't accidentally fucking hurt yourself tying your shoes.
Have a good night, pal. Thanks for the info.
Chille is practicing his, look at that, practicing his arithmetic.
Yeah. Congratulations, my brother. Yes. Why would you do that?
Are you fucking having an orgasm because they let him go? Wow. Pathetic life.
Why would you point the light at me like that? It's a little... Excuse me, officer. Can you do me a favor, please, sir? Could you take that light out of my eyes, sir? Or can I get your name and badge number? I'm a constitutional...
You're getting involved in traffic stop. Get back on the curb.
Actually, you're going to get yourself in trouble for what you've done. I'm a
Oh,
constitutional law
it's
scholar.
going
Be very careful what
down.
you do.
It's going down. Everybody get ready. Put one in the chat if you're ready. Let's go.
Be very careful. I've been very respectful. What you just did was rude. Apologize and we can walk away from this. In the world... No, it's over. He's leaving.
He's not leaving.
Is it still going? Well, then backing down. Backing down, or we'll go to the next level.
Listen, sir.
Arrest him.
That's simple. Take the light out of my eyes.
Tase him. Tase him.
No, listen, you just did that to me. Obviously, I'm a journalist. I haven't said a freaking word to you, dude. Now, please take the light out of my eyes. If you're gonna arrest me, then do it. You'll end up in a federal civil rights lawsuit. I'll step back if you still don't stop.
It doesn't
If you
matter.
don't stop, take the light out of my eyes.
You'll be fine,
You're
officer.
gonna put your hands on me?
I'm not putting my hands on you.
Okay, I've been very respectful till that.
Oh,
What the hell was that?
whatever. What?
Get the light out of my
Fuck you. You haven't been respectful. Fuck you.
eyes. Listen, I'm in public. I have a right to record anything from public. I need your name and badge number. What is it? And what's his? What's his?
I'm asking you, please go
I
back
asked.
on the
He
curb.
just put the light in my eyes. Okay, I'm not obstructing anything now. Pitman or Pinman? Pitman. Okay, I did nothing. That light doesn't go in my eyes again.
Back on the curb.
That light
You don't
goes
have to hang
wherever
it over
the
me. I
fuck
can
that light
stand
wants
wherever I
go.
want. You're not the boss of me. I don't stand on a curb. I'll do wherever I want to stand. Plain as day.
I'll do whatever.
Do what you're gonna
hey,
do.
You heard him, guys. He'll do whatever he wants to stand. Yeah, that ain't fucking stupid, Chille. You keep doing whatever you want to stand there, buddy. Learn English in the process. See, you know he speaks regular English, right? He just forgets how to speak English when he gets involved in situations that cause him to be nervous. He forgets how to speak English properly. Scary bitch. 56% of you want to see an arrest tonight. Let's go.
I am nothing but cordial and quiet. The guy, he asked me to mind my own business, and then I did. He said, mind your own business.
No.
You guys all heard it.
Yeah, he didn't ask. He told you. He told you to mind your own fucking business, you fucking half-wit.
He said, mind your own business. I stopped talking.
Bullshit.
This is live. When you're live, you don't get to fake who you are and what your reactions are in the heat of the moment. But what that man did was reckless.
Kind of like when he was live and he got pushed around by Kate just a bit, so he ran to the cops. You can't fake that fucking kind of being scared, Chille. You can't fake it. That was in the moment live.
I need your name and badge number. I need your name and badge number. That's what I need.
You need to get a fucking life.
He's in the car. I need your name and badge number. Then give it to me. What's the problem? Okay, deal with what you got to deal with. Are you going to drive away like a coward, or are you going to give me your name and badge number? Okay. Well, a lot of times they just scurry off. See, you play with other people, not me. I'm not that guy.
Yes, you are.
Oh, let's find out. Give me your name and badge number. Let's see how far
Yes,
I'll go.
you are. You are that guy. What are you going to do? You going to say violate your civil rights? Nope, that hadn't happened yet. So what are you going to do? Just make up some shit about him? Yeah, I guarantee you. That's the type of shit Chille would do. He's like, hey, he hadn't violated my civil rights. Let's make up a fucking lie about him and fucking file it anyway. Fuck off, Chille.
You put that in my eyes. I will find out.
Chillito, the bitch.
Yeah, cool.
The beta cuck.
Face litigation. You think you're kidding? You think I'm kidding, dude? And I want you guys to notice something. The hand is still steady as there goes the adrenaline spike right there.
Chille, he said, just so you know, the hand is still steady. And he goes, oh, he started noticing he was shaking. See, his whole body was shaking. That's called your frame of reference. When the entire frame of reference is shaking, you don't realize it's shaking because it's all shaking together. It looks like it's still. And then you see that the background's shaking and you're like, wait, that's not right. The earth doesn't just shake like that. The entire world doesn't just shake like that. It must be me. Then he goes, oh, shit, I am shaking. Adrenaline spike, guys. Yeah, fuck you.
Shaky.
Little.
They put that. I was standing right there. That's where that spotlight right there. You can see where I was standing, and you can see where the spotlight is. They put it right in my eyes. It's completely inappropriate. So my blood pressure must be down because I'm really focusing on making sure that I keep my adrenaline. There's a little bit of shake in my hand. I'm trying to focus on making sure I can feel it. Let me try my other hand. Oh no, this hand's worse. I'm trying to.
Chille can't fucking find a stable hand to record. Too much adrenaline, too much scared going on over there in that body.
To do the. It was just so rude. It was just so rude. There's absolutely no reason.
Add that motorcycle to the fucking federal civil rights lawsuit. Infringing upon your First Amendment right, Chille. Driving a motorcycle by while you're trying to stream.
Everybody do me a favor. Yeah. Everybody do me a favor and hit the like button if you would, please. Take your finger right now.
All right, you heard it. You heard it, guys. Hit that like button. Hit it, baby.
Called DeleteLaws.com. Delete Laws with a Z. Get the indestructible trifold. Learn all 12 laws on that indestructible trifold. I know them backwards and forwards like I do, and that's the reason why when the cop tells me to get on the curb, I simply won't get on the curb. You're not going to tell me where to stand when you have traffic blocked off, meaning that any reasonable person would know that arresting me for being 1 foot here is completely unreasonable. 2
pounds, one weakness of constitutional law scholars.
Well,
let me see what it said.
Demand that the citizen get on the sidewalk over power tripping. It's unreasonable.
Torches. Yeah, right.
Or touched me. You need to know your rights.
Thank you, Tanier.
I should do a contest. Who knows all 12 of the Supreme Court cases on the trifold? I just put it on the side, right
Nobody
away.
will,
They do it all the time.
because nobody's ever purchased that shit. Nobody knows what the trifold says because nobody's ever fucking actually purchased one.
They just drive away. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys are just getting here. I was so respectful and so kind to the cop. I got here. He had this guy pulled over. The guy had already admitted that he had, see the light right there? So that light was in my face. This guy had already admitted that he had marijuana. So when I started talking, they were putting the marijuana on top of the car. So because he had already admitted he had marijuana, I asked him, are you on probation? And then he had already told the cop he had marijuana. So then the cop said to me, mind your own business. At that point, I did. I minded my own business. Because I thought it would be best if I shut up if they were gonna let him off. If they were gonna let him go and they already knew about the weed, I thought it would be best if I just shut up and just filmed it and just watched it and saw how Boston.
Chille, it's always best if you just shut the fuck up. That's all. Ask Deborah. Ask Christy Roan. Ask everybody you've tried to help so far, whether it was in their best interest, if you just shut the fuck up the day that you met them instead of kept talking.
PD carried themselves. Instead, what happened was, as soon as they had any kind of conversation, when this cop came over to ask me questions, and I wouldn't answer questions because I'm not going to.
Hank's Corner, the gifted sub. Thank you very much.
Then this cop shined the light in my eyes, and it made me upset. So I have a right to interrupt him. Houston versus Hill, 1987. Houston versus Hill. If you don't know Houston versus Hill, 1987, you have to know the case, because that would be the case where I would sue him for.
Could you imagine, ladies in the chat, could you imagine going on a date with this guy? And this guy's constantly like, oh, yeah. You're like, hey, so what do you do for a living? And he's like, well, according to Houston versus Hill, 1987, I walk around and film police officers who's doing an extension of overturned Terry versus Ohio to do a Pennsylvania versus Mims. And at that point, you're like, can you just fucking pay for dinner so I can leave now? Please, just pay for dinner so I can get the fuck out of here.
For grabbing me when I was simply being a journalist. The video wouldn't lie. I've been nothing but reasonable. The cop told me to mind my own business, and I did. And he still put that light in my eyes.
I did.
See, and the problem is, here's the problem. I can file a
Poor
complaint
guy.
against this jackboot. No, you know what it is? It's an ego thing. It's an ego thing. I can.
Yo, you're right about that. You're right about that. It's an ego thing. It's not like you think it is. It's your ego that's the problem. That's the ego thing that you have an issue with.
For putting the light in my eyes. But the truth is, absolutely nothing will happen. And I know that from reading the 1994 Mullen Commission that you can read on my website, Delete Laws, 100% for free. You can download it. It's called the Mullen Commission. M-O-L-L-E-N. M-O-L-L-E-N.
Hey, chat, how many people have downloaded the Mullen Commission, chat? Remember, Chille said it. It's not me. How many people have downloaded the Mullen Commission? Answer, chat. Go ahead.
Mullen Commission. It's on DeleteLaws.com. If one of the moderators...
Zero!
You will learn and you will know what I know. I don't care if your dad's a cop or your brother's a cop or your best friend's a cop. If you haven't read the Mullen Commission, you don't know what they do. I do, though. I do. They do stuff like this, where a peaceful member of the press films him and he puts the light in my eyes.
That was by far my favorite Chille freak out. He's like, when he started yelling at his own subs, he's like, I told you guys to download the Mullen Commission, and how many of you downloaded it? Exactly 0 of you did. 0. Oh, one of the greatest moments of Chille lore so far.
Everybody watching, if you guys have not read the Mullen Commission, you don't know a damn thing.
They haven't. 0 people have, Chille.
Because of what they see or what they heard or the videos they watch on YouTube. But the Mullen Commission was a 3-year study led by a federal judge, Milton Mullen. He's the guy who led the commission. And it was long, deep, and vast. And what the Mullen Commission showed was that...
Go ahead and tell the truth.
Absolutely corrupt to the core.
Wrong.
This jackboot thug right here who put this.
Wrong. It showed that there was police corruption going on in New York. New York. That's not the entire world, Chille. That's New York. That's it.
Light in my eyes. But you know what will happen? Absolutely nothing. His commanders, his supervisors, none of them will do anything about it. It will go absolutely nowhere. And that's from the Mullen Commission, 1994. How many people here have read it? Put a 1 if you've read the Mullen Commission. Put a 2 if you have not. Just real quick.
Everybody in this chat better put a fucking 2. Put a 1 in the chat if you read the Mullen Commission. Put a 2 in the chat if you really don't give a fucking rat's ass about it. Because Chille's the dumbass and who cares?
Let me just see. Just type it right here. Number 1 if you've read the Mullen Commission or you've downloaded it from my website, or number 2 if you have not. 1 if you have, 2 if you have not. Just real quick, just go for it. Let me see. Number 1 or number 2? Number 1 or number 2? Have you read it? Number 1. Number 2, I have not. Let me just see. Go. Let me see. 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 I've read it, 2 I have not. More 2s than 1 so far.
More 2s than 1s.
Wow,
to say the least.
Wow.
Nobody gives a shit about
Gloria,
you.
Have read it? Oh my God, Gloria. Gloria.
What
are you doing?
What? Everybody in the chat. Can I get a what? Gloria, what the fuck are you doing, Gloria? Everybody chastise Gloria right now for not reading the Mullen Commission. God, Gloria. If only Gloria would have done it, Chille's whole life would be in order.
Gloria.
What the fuck, Gloria?
Please read the Mullen Commission. Gloria, please.
Please, Gloria.
Download it and just read the
Somebody
anti-corruption
download
unit.
it,
Just read about the
please.
anti-corruption unit in the Mullen
Somebody.
Commission. Just do me the favor and read it.
I'm gonna go download it for him, just so somebody has done it.
That's how it reads.
Oh,
Real easy to
God.
read. It says the anti-corruption units, the guys investigating the cops. Often the investigation trails off, goes nowhere, dead ends, nothing happens, and it ends. Then there's a chapter called Cops Acting as Drug Dealers, cops being the muscle for drug dealers. It is. I have it outlined in highlighter. You guys, I should do another reading of the Mullen Commission. It is absolutely.
Yeah, I'd love to see where
more
in the
people have not- I
Mullen
would say 90% of
Commission,
people have not
since I
read
did read it for that first debate we had, I'd love to see where he thinks it says, and you can take all this data about this one unit in the New York Police Department and extrapolate that across the entire country because it all must be true. Says so in the Mullen Commission, but it doesn't.
Have not read it. Wow, that's incredible. So now let me ask another question. Put a number 1 if you think you know about policing. Put a number 2 if you think you do not know about policing. Put a number 1 if you think you're pretty confident
All
in
right.
how cops work. Put a number 2.
Put it in. I
if
want to
you think
see
you don't know how they
ones.
work.
What up, frauded or troll?
Music.
Good to see you, brother
3.
and sister.
Wow. Interesting.
What up, Nick Volt?
Interesting.
TTU, baby.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm just filming it. You know, you always got to film cops. You know that, right? 1.5, good answer. 1.5, I like that. I like 1.5. Now, how many people saw? So now I want to pull. How many people saw that cop put that light in my eyes? How many people saw that? Put a 1 if you saw it. Put a 2 if you did not. Put a number 1.
Again, everybody better be putting them ones in there. I saw him shine the light. I don't give a fuck. He needed to see who Chille was. He lit him up. Good for him. It's easier to see people when the light's on them, by the way, Chille, than it is when they're standing in the dark. So everybody, we all saw that happen. Put that 1. Let's
If you
go.
saw him put that light in my eyes. Put a 2 if you did not. I just want to know if you guys saw what he did when I was just standing over here. Put a number 1 if you guys saw it. He put that light right in my eyes. Did you see it? Did you see it? Now, at that point, I went and I spoke to him. A lot of people saw it. Good. I'm glad you saw it. So then, I don't even remember what I said because it's funny. Wow. Yeah.
Because he has,
I mean,
remember,
was I not minding my own business? Just talking to
remember,
you
he
guys?
completely forgot about his no-knock raid. Remember that, guys. He forgot about that for like 13 years. He just now forgot about what the cop just did to him. That's kind of sign of drug use. Just saying. You know, just saying. It's one of the symptoms, Chillito.
Just minding my own business.
Yeah, he needs a laugh track, right, Vampiro?
What's up, Playboy?
April Beck, welcome to the Rage Dingers.
What's up,
Thank you
Playboy?
so much.
Okay. I don't know, buddy. 1 second. Let's see if we can figure this out. Just don't take him and don't take his car. That's so who's betting? Who's betting? Push a number 1 if they take him. Put a number 2 if they think you take his car. Put a number 3 if you think they take both. Put a 1 if you think they're going to take him. Put a 2 if you think they're going to take his car. Put a 3 if you think they're going to take both his car and him.
I don't think they're going to take
What do you
either
think
one
is
of them.
happening?
I don't think they're going to take either one. I think they're going to let him go. I think they're going to let him go.
They're friends with him.
Put a 3 if you think they're going to let him go.
So put a 1 if you think they're going to take him to jail. Put a number 2 if you think they're going to take his car. Put a number 3 if they're going to take him and his car. Put a number 4 if you think they're going to let him go. Put a number 4.
All right, 4 if you're going to, 4 if you think they're going to let him go. 4. What up, TTU, baby?
They seem to be being pretty. The Massachusetts State Police drove by. Let's see.
It's crazy, Chille, how fucking nice things can go when you treat the officers with respect. Isn't it amazing all the lessons here that Chille could be learning, and yet he learns nothing?
Driver's license. So is his boy coming to get the car? Is he gonna put a number 1 if you think he's gonna cower? Yeah, that's it. No name and badge number. You don't got a name and badge number? I mean,
He said nope.
more than a name and
No.
badge number. I just want to know why if you think that was appropriate
What was appropriate?
for you to shine the light in my face.
I didn't shine the light in your face. That light's on his cruiser. It's his fault.
So did he shine the light in my face?
He must have. It wasn't me. This is
It wasn't
my
you?
light.
Well, then I'm sorry for barking at you.
All right, no
I
problem.
apologize.
All right.
I didn't mean to
Have a
bark at
good
you.
night, sir, okay?
I'm sorry. But then he's the one that. So let me ask him then. His stop is now over. Hey, can I ask you something, sir? Why'd you? He said you shined the light in my face. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it?
Why'd you come into a car stop?
To watch you. To film you.
All right, sir.
Okay, you take care of yourself. Sorry for barking at you. You didn't do it. I apologize. Take care. So the guy who he instigated me walking over to him and confronting him because he put the light in my face, the same guy in the car. And then when I confronted him, he threatened.
So look, he didn't live up to what he said he was going to do. He was going to challenge that officer. What did he do, guys? He walked up and he said, "Why did you shine the light in my face?" And what did the officer say? "Because you walked up into the car," or "Why did you walk up into the traffic stop?" So he gave you the answer, and what did Chille do? He shut the fuck up and walked away. This is not an activist, y'all. This is a very scary man who completely enjoys the safety of the sidewalk.
And to arrest me. So someone who was being, so just play this out legally. Just play it out legally. Someone who was being peaceful press.
And they let him go. And they let the guy go.
He shined the light in my eyes. And I reacted to him shining the light in my eyes. And then he threatened to arrest me. Had I not known my rights, he might have arrested me. But I didn't back down. And so, but if he had arrested me, what would have happened is he would have lost a lawsuit. He would have been in big trouble. He instigated it. He's the one that put the light in my face for absolutely no reason. That was absolutely preposterous. Preposterous.
Poor guy,
You guys do me a
Chille.
favor. I want you guys to get the indestructible trifold, or you can get it for $5. Get the $5 one you print out.
Somebody do him a favor and download the Mullen Commission, please, guys.
Wait. And so we proceed. You need to know all 12 of those cases. I can't Google it. I can't map. You're going to have to map. You have to know all 12 of those cases off that trifold. You have to know all 12 of the cases if you're going to do what I do. You have got to know your rights or you can't fight for them. This is Chille DeCastro with Delete Laws, deletelaws.com. Make sure you go by the website, know your rights. If you don't know your rights, you can't fight for them. That's it. All right, I'm fired the fudge up, so I'm going to get the flock out of here. I'll see you guys on the next one.
He gets fired up when he jumps in the car, but he's not fucking fired up when the officer's sitting there fucking right in front of him. No, he just takes it like a piece of shit bitch. All right, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm getting worked up too, guys. We got, let me read the super chats. We're not going to do too long tonight. I only came on here because, you know, he was going and we had to address some stuff. How's everybody doing, man? Now that we're done with the thing, how's everybody doing? It's good to see everybody. Thank y'all for asking me to go live tonight. I wasn't going to go live. I just jumped on because Kate was ending and she didn't want to keep going. And he was getting into it with the cops. And I was like, oh, let's go. So I did it because y'all wanted me to. And hey, still had a good time. What up, Uncle Artie? Let me read out some of these super chats and give some appreciation out there. And we will take a shot with for Schrodinger tonight. For anybody that is having a sip. I'll pour up a little bit of whiskey. I don't have my camera ready, so I won't be able to get on camera for it, but I will go ahead and take a shot with you guys. The LG. Oh, man, he has a bunch. Hey, anybody want to stick around? If you want to stick around, don't leave right now. If you want to stick around, I'll get through this set of super chats. We'll watch one of Chille's videos. He's put out a couple of fucking retarded videos in the past couple of days, and we could watch one of those if y'all want to. Now that I'm up, yeah, uno mas. So if you want to stick around, let me... All right, I see a bunch of yeses. All right. Okay. Let me get the video downloaded real quick. Hold on. I got it already. I just got to find it. All right, let me see. What have we got? I have Deborah Rogers, 10 a.m. hearing, Tahlequah. That was the last one I personally got. Now let me see what the last one that came in is. All right, let's see. Oh, it's sorting it right now. Give me a second. I have a lot. We have constitutional questions. We have Uvalde happened because of Terry versus Ohio. We also have Boston action. Does anybody know which one of those videos are dumb? We can go the Deborah video, the constitutional questions, the Uvalde or I don't want to do the Uvalde because that's such a sensitive topic, but Boston action. Was that the one we just watched? Was Boston action? Let me see. Yeah, that's the one we just watched, so not Boston action. Y'all want to do the Deborah? All the above. Yeah, I can't. I don't have that much time. All right. Yeah, okay, so we won't do Boston action. You guys seem to want to do the Deborah. Deborah, poor Deborah. Put an F in the chat to pay respects to Deborah's thirsting. Oh, hey, hold on. I have a couple more. I didn't realize. I have Deborah Rogers. I have how many ways you can be cuffed and why. Also have the Lochner era, which, you know, we're not going to watch that one. That's when he's just going to read off a bunch of cases and go, hey, just look it up. I know what one we're doing. The one I saw on the Frogs channel. This is when we have Chille Delete Laws having a conversation with a sovereign citizen on someone else's channel. Who here wants to... First off, do you know the video I am talking about? Yes or no? Put a 1 in the chat if you know what video I'm talking about. Put a 2 in the chat if you're like, holy shit. Hell no, I don't. Let's watch that one. Because I'm going to tell you like this one. This video, if you want a mix of sovereign citizen and Chille stupidity, then this is the video we need to be watching. Because it has a full-blown sovereign citizen going ape shit dumb, and then it also has Chille acting like he's trying to confirm what the guy says and include his own points as well. It's good. Hey, what we'll do both of them. We'll do both of them, but we're going to do this. I wanted to do this live, and now that I see it, yeah, we're doing it live. It's called Know Your Rights, you dummy. Hold on, let's fucking go. God, man, I wasn't even planning on streaming tonight. Why do you do this to me? Debbie T, $10. Can't wait for his wannabe lawsuits. Yeah, me neither. Maybe he'll fucking follow through on it. All right. So let me give the premise for this video. Okay, whoops.
All right, folks, welcome to ninoscorner.tv.
All right, ninoscorner.tv. Actually, a fairly decent-sized channel. Not even kidding. It's fairly decent. It's like 200,000 subscribers or some shit like that. But, of course, we don't care what the guy up in the top right has to say. The top left is the sovereign citizen, and the bottom is Captain Dipshit down there. Mr. Freedom of Speech, sue everybody for using his content to make fun of him. So that's the premise for tonight's video that we're watching. Let me read off a couple of super chats and let me take a good, nice shot with you guys. And then we're going to get started, okay? We are going to get started to do this. Oh, man, I'm so unprepared. Let me grab my Santori whiskey real quick. All right, so if you're having a drink tonight, you're going to have a little sip with me tonight. As always, sip safely. Stay at home. It's Saturday night. Most of the people watching here are in the United States, so your night's already over. You've committed to Team Skeptic and Chille for the evening, okay? So we're going to watch some Chille. While we get this started, I'm going to go ahead and get the camera on and all that goodness. In fact, let me go ahead. I'll have to charge it up, but let me at least get it on. It'll probably be out of focus, but boom, look at that. That's how quick it is. That's how quick it is over here. But let me get it in focus. Let me get it in focus and take a shot with you guys. Oh. All right, and I'll get the lights on and everything in a second. But we're going to take this drink for Schrodinger. I'm going to read off like 2 or 3 super chats, and we're going to keep it moving. Because I love you guys, but I know you guys are going to be here, and y'all want to see this fucking stupidity. And I say, let's fucking watch some stupidity. Let's see, what do we have? Right, let me get to the super chats. All right, there we go. There we go. Teresa Finley, Trifold Trolls Unite. He didn't get arrested, LG, but we maybe sooner than later. Broken Angle, $2. Thank you for going live. I appreciate you guys convincing me to. Liv Lou 213, $20. Look at Chille being an alpha male again. You did put LOL, but I hide on my own. You put LOL. He is not an alpha male, but yes, look at him go alpha male again. Shout out to all the alpha males, especially Chille. This shot right here goes to the only true alpha male I've ever met, and that is Schrodinger's cat. We love you, brother. Oh yeah, happy birthday. That was yesterday. Happy birthday. Had a great time on the stream. We're just sipping. We're just sipping. Good whiskey. Frank Perry, $5. I got blocked for asking how the trifold is indestructible. It also might be because we were saying TTU in the chat. Probably because of both. Physics says that it's not indestructible. The LG 999, mark my words, we need to be on TTU watch all night tonight. He set out to be arrested tonight. Between the lawsuits and his criminal mindset, he's gonna be arrested tonight. All right, listen. He goes live. Tell me, we stop what we're doing. We go to his live to watch him get arrested. That's a promise. All right. So I need you guys to point out that as soon as he goes live, just start yelling at me in the chat, and I'll see it pop by. Okay, boom, we'll go to live. But until then, we're gonna watch Chille and a sovereign citizen have a meeting of the minds. A meeting of the, oh my God, I'm not wearing a hat.
Chille de Castro, Delete Laws, and Paul Unslaved. They both have fabulous channels on YouTube. And really, I want to call this episode or this segment Constitution for Dummies. Because for people like me, I need to understand this at a basic level. Because
well, you got a dummy on there, so you got it. You're already starting all right.
The walk, so to speak, and you're teaching people about law and order, real law and order.
Hat fixed.
And our rights. And people need to know their rights. Not enough people know their rights.
All right, no hat tonight.
Including me. So I'm going to ask some basic questions about this stuff and get you guys both chiming in. But first, let me do this. Flip City Magazine, folks. Flip City Magazine. You all need to check out Flip City Magazine. I laughed the whole way through it. I'm happy to partner with Flip City Magazine because they're totally independent, raw.
This is what, okay, so first off, I want to say this before we get started. Yes, we're doing the no hat tonight. But before we get started, I need to give credit where credit is due. I got this video from not this video itself. I got this from that guy's channel, but I learned of this video from The Frog. Great channel. He's doing a great job covering Chille and all the other auditors. It's a really good channel to go check out. So I want to give the credit to him first. That's how I know that they're about to go into this long monologue about the magazine, because he pointed it out and fast forwarded through it. So we're going to fast forward through it, and we're going to get directly to we're going to get directly to their discussion.
TV before they went woke, I learned something today. I want to learn something. I watched both your
yeah, you ain't learning
your
shit.
videos, and you know.
So there's corporation under United. So let's start the war if we don't get to the root word, which is cult, right? Culture. So you got a bunch of folks running around who hold beliefs that are not in line with reality, definition, meaning, purpose, words, and terms. So let's.
He's a quantum grammar jackass. If you know what quantum grammar is, put one in the chat. You'd have to be in line with the sovereign citizen movement, or at least an anti-sovereign citizen some way or another, to understand the quantum grammar. But they believe that just because something is said a certain way back in the 17 fucking hundreds, that it means exactly the same thing today. Not always the case there, jackass.
Start there, man.
Yeah,
let's get into it.
Well, let's start with explain corporation of government to me, and that it's not operating under the actual Constitution the way our founding fathers envisioned, right? So you want to go into that first?
Sure. So there's a federal corporation under the United States Code we call the United States, right? They'll say it's sovereign citizen, conspiracy theory, mumbo jumbo. No, it's right there. United States Code. Go look it up.
Sovereign citizen,
Cornell
mumbo
University.
jumbo.
The A example is a federal corporation. So again, Title 53, I believe, converts essentially all government into corporations. So the definitions and words and terms are all there. United States is a federal corporation.
Yes, that's true. This is true, but it's expected. Just as a state is a corporation, just as a county is a corporation, just as a city is a corporation. In fact, for you to hold the United States accountable for anything, it eventually has to act as a person so that you and that corporation can be seen on the same level. How do you think an individual sues the United States? But we'll keep going.
A citizen.
I've done a lot of research. Hey, I've done a lot of research on this, guys. Okay? I know what I'm talking about. I've studied this. I've figured it out. I know what they mean now.
Allegiance to that corporation. Now, again, originally there was the land. Like I told you before, there's 2 states in each state, or on each state. There's a state of California and California state. One is the land, one is the corporate body. That's why there's 2 senators.
True.
For each.
No. That's where his first thing is wrong. Can anybody tell me in the chat why each state has 2 senators? I'll let the chat answer that. I know it, but I want to see if you guys do.
State. This is my understanding, right? And when I lay out my understanding, it tends to make more sense than the understanding they've given us. So the Declaration of Independence outlines that statute, policy, and code, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but you can go back to Cornell University. The principle of consent of the governed means each and every single man and woman has to consent to policy and code governing them, or else the power transfers back to God's law, right? Universal law, common law, and that is codified in the contract we know as the Constitution. So
but they can't point out where it's codified in that contract, where it's codified in the Constitution. All they can do is just say random words out. This is what you're going to be hearing. I hope you guys have not eaten dinner tonight, because you're about to get the biggest dose of word salad you've ever taken in one sitting. 2
jurisdictions in this land right now, or on this land. There's corporate jurisdiction, policy and code regulation, and then there's a common law, what was once common law, right? It's no longer really common anymore. What was once the common law was universal law codified in the contract we know as
actually common law is still recognized by the
all men and women are
courts.
Created equal. All men and women have a right to pretty much do whatever they please to pursue their happiness, as long as they don't infringe upon their fellow man and woman. But through different amendments and rewriting the foundational law, right, the foundational contract, the Constitution, they added in amendments and basically created that corporate capacity, right? The idea of public safety. So you're a part of a body politic. What the politicians...
It's called being pro-social, all right? What he's trying to say without saying it is that society has come together, right? We have formed a society and we have set rules and standards under this societal, the society that we've developed. We've said we as a group think that theft is bad. Okay, we use theft. All right, we as a group think theft is bad. Now, what this guy's saying is that he believes that if the common law says that he can steal whatever he wants, then he shouldn't contract with the law of society saying that theft is bad. That's all they say. Chille says the same thing. That's why I say Chille's a sovereign citizen. Whether Chille wants to admit it or not doesn't matter. He's a sovereign citizen. Listen to what he said, and Chille will agree with this guy throughout this video. Watch.
It's called the unspoken social contract, and you're regulated for
social
yourself
contract,
and others for the
like
whole.
Chille says.
Demosocracy. Demos in Latin means mob. Ocracy means rule. So this is why you have, and I don't mean to ramble here, but this starts in the public school. They teach you the republic is a democracy. They teach you to vote for corporate leadership, a president, a vice president, a treasurer. These are all corporate positions. So they've conflated with the government and law of the land.
Hold on, I'm sorry,
corporate capacity.
I hit the wrong button. No, you don't have a president of Walmart. There's a CEO. So these are not the positions that there's not a president, vice president, secretary of state. There's no... there's no army of Walmart. There's no position in the joint forces, whatever it's called, the JFOC, I believe, operational command. There's none of that at Walmart. All right, none of that. So it's not like Walmart. It's not like having a president and a CEO are the same thing. They're completely fucking different. There's no CFO of America.
Corporate body known as the United States, who we've all identified as allegiance with, and that's how we get governed by policy and code, right? Is by our status and standing. How we present, they stop you on the side of the road, you will identify. Identify means to take on an identity other than your original identity, right? So I could go on and on and on.
Or it just means let other people know who you are. That's another term for identify.
Because there's so much to this. If you want to call it a fraud, a misunderstanding, a lack of accurate record keeping.
So it comes down to like the consent of the person. Like, let's say you get pulled over by a cop. When you agree to their terms, you are now going under their rule of law, correct? Is that how you explain it?
Yeah, well, you left out the part that you agreed to consent when you got behind the wheel and drove around on the roads of the city. That's the one. On your private property, do whatever the fuck you want. On the roads where everybody else is at, all the rest of the public, you have to follow the rules. Do you not understand that?
Comes out of the Department of Revenue Service. Again, these are all Title 53 corporations. They have
TTU, baby.
principals. None of this is the
How you
executive
doing,
branch
Carl?
of what we would call the United States government. These are all corporate bodies, right? So you go down to the DMV, you fill out the records incorrectly, you put a first and last name there. They ask you for a person. They ask you what your status and standing is. You tell them I'm an all caps United States citizen, part of the body politic, part of the corporation.
I'm an all caps United States citizen. You know, I'm telling you, these are the sovereign citizen talking points. He's a state national, but these are the sovereign citizen talking points.
I can be regulated by policy and code. You register your private property under UCC, Uniform Commercial Code. Is deemed a household good. It's private property. You register it. Regis, the root word is king. So you've turned private property into state property.
You can never have a word that ever starts with R-E-G-I because the root word will be king, okay? No matter what the R-E-G-I, well, you're part of the kingship now because this guy says so.
Corporate property, and that's how, again, they can regulate it because a motor vehicle under federal code
is
good to see you. Commercial instrument. It is not something that moves around with a motor in it.
Oh, and Chille took down his live stream. I'm so glad we caught it here live. Yeah, region, exactly. The one, the only, Miss L. Region obviously has to do with the king. That's why the king owns it. That's why it's called a region. Facts.
There's an automobile ruled on in Supreme Court. Then there's a motor vehicle. Again, one
I'm
is
speeding this up a little bit.
Free to travel, unregulated. Right, by the law of the land, God's law.
The other one is self-identified, what we would call title. Only king grants title. Man and woman in this realm originally is king. So you granted a title to that automobile. You called it a motor vehicle. It's now become a commercial instrument in the legal society. Now they can regulate it. So when they pull you over, what's the first thing they ask you for? We want your status and standing. We want proof of the contract, license, registration, insurance. Now, once they get that, they got jurisdiction. Jurisdiction in Latin means
they ask for your license to ensure that you're proficient with driving. Here, I'll get on camera for this. They want your license because they want to make sure you're proficient in driving a death machine. The registration is to show that you actually have the car registered with the state so that your registration fees can go to whatever it's going towards, whether it's roads or schools or whatever it goes to. You need to have the car registered in that state. And then insurance is just to make sure that if you happen to lose control of your car, if the tire eventually goes out like it's planned to, and you accidentally plow into the people next to you and cause serious bodily damage above what being jobless can afford for you to pay for, that you have someone else there that will take care of the medical bills. It's necessary. None of that has to do with a king. None of that has to do with property. None of it. Even the registration is really not to do with property. It's really to do with registering with the state so that they get some fees to fix the roads and do some other shit.
To say the law. If they put forth a bunch of words, you accept the words and what they mean, or you ignore the law, right? Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Then they bring you into court and
right
they
about
drag
that.
you around the room under policy, code, and regulation because you don't understand who and what you are, and you don't understand how to keep accurate records or how to present yourself as a man or woman of the people. You are a corporate.
Neither does any fucking sovereign citizen ever.
Citizen.
And you enter as a corporate citizen, I guess, at birth with a birth certificate, right? I mean, when
Part of the process.
That's part of the process. That's a process, right?
But again, these things are not necessarily inherently evil. A lot of this stuff was created to you could argue they crashed the money system, did away with lawful money, brought in legal tender, and then essentially made us all able to be regulated. If you look on the side of the road, Valdez was asking me about what
hold on. You can't say that. You can't say they got rid of lawful money, right? Because they never went. Just because they went off the gold standard doesn't mean they went from lawful to unlawful money. They have all every amendment they need. I believe it's Article 10. I believe y'all can check me on that. I believe it's either Article 1, Section 10, or it's in Article 10 where they talk about the what is considered legal tender of the United States. And the only thing it says in there is that you're not allowed to have individual states doing their own money. I believe. That's coming off of something Lenka Coloma said that I had to research at one time. It's either, I think it's Article 1, Section 10. You can look that up. But again, these are sovereign citizens. They don't know. Fireplace. Okay. Thank you, Sue. I'll have that on for you coming up in a second.
For a living, and do I pay taxes and use legal tender? It's because they want you using instruments of their legal society so that they can claim that you are essentially on the clock full time, right? You're a member of the legal society, therefore legal code applies to you, and we could do legal process on you. So,
Julie,
yeah,
Paul,
the person. Go ahead.
I have a question, Paul. So
Okay, here he is.
now I believe what you're saying is that you are a free individual person, human being of this earth. You do not subjugate yourself to the jurisdiction of the state government that's trying to be a corporation and have you be a slave to that corporation. Is that correct so far?
Sure, but again, we have to watch the words and terms. Under U.S. code, there's two types of person. There's a natural person and then there's a legal person, which is a corporate entity. So when you're summoned to appear in court as the person, that's all dead language, right? They're summoning a corporation, a dead entity. It's in all caps. All caps is capitis diminutio maxima. It's the maximum diminishment of your capacity.
I told you you were going to get your full dose of word salad. Just open your mouth and let it go in. Try to slide it down your gullet with a little bit of whiskey.
It's your person. It's not you, right? It's the legal entity that was created at birth that they gave you to do legal business. You're identifying as the person rather than saying, I have a person. It's the same way you have a citizenship. You are not a citizen, right?
So then now you're talking about your...
Excuse me? Just because you have a citizenship does not mean you are a citizen. I hate to tell this guy, but if you were born in America, you are an American citizen by birthright. That is your citizenship. Those two are linked together. It is impossible to have citizenship somewhere and not be a citizen of that place. They are linked together. Jesus fuck.
Organic Act of 1870.
I mean, I would love to hear him explain how someone's a citizen, how someone has citizenship somewhere, but they're also not a citizen at the same time.
Where we became a corporate America, is that correct?
There's different things that people point to. I'm not specifically pointing to one event or one bill or one act. I'm laying out the imagery with the words and terms, meaning and definition of the highest code, if you want to call it that, the superior code, which is still part of the corporation, but again is put there to regulate these folks because the highest up since the beginning knew what these folks were going to do. They were going to do fraud and barratry. But the bar runs this whole country. It's a British accredited registry. Those are the same folks we fought a revolution against.
All right. We covered this in a recent video, guys. The bar is not an acronym, okay? It does not stand for British Accredited Registry. It doesn't stand for anything. There's no words that are used that can be put together to describe bar, what it means in legal terms. What the bar is a metonym, all right? It represents a physical bar that used to exist inside of an English courtroom, okay? That bar, the only people that were allowed to go beyond that bar were the people who were qualified to litigate cases, to be litigators within the system, all right? And they were called barristers. So when you pass the bar, you're literally saying to everybody else that you're qualified to go beyond that bar and fight court cases. In other words, you're a qualified lawyer, all right? It has nothing to do with the British Accredited Registry, nothing.
Or did they come back with a corporate takeover, fund all the public schools, get everybody under jurisdiction with central banking,
one in the chat if you just got home
all
from the
of our
bar.
lives with policy and code because they've subverted the republic, right? These, again, like the founder said, 250 years, we're right on time. You will be taken down from traitors within. So every one of these lawyers, every one of these politicians, every one of these folks who grew up on this land has overthrown the law of the land for a British parliamentary process we call demosocracy, which is collectivism.
The crown.
Let me ask you a question.
Collectivism, in other words, democracy. Asking everybody to vote on something, and whatever the majority says, we go with that. That's what democracy means. You can word it any way you want, but that's what democracy means. They're just pissed off that they represent 0.0001% of the population. And when you represent that small percentage of the population, you never get shit done.
How do you get around? So my particular study is the Supreme Court jurisprudence stare decisis. So I listened to your interview on Brian's High Impact Flicks. Great interview, Paul.
That's just what you do when you're fucking huffing paint. You watch court cases while you're fucking sniffing glue.
And so then what I'm trying to get around, and this is the reason why I called David and said, hey, did you see Paul on this channel? And David looked you up right away and called me back. And said, let's bring him in. I want to talk to him. And so what I'm trying to figure out, though, is I listened to your whole interview on Brian's channel. I'm trying to figure out how to get around the 1915 case of Hendrick versus Maryland. And I'm just got the holding up in front of me, and it says, a state motor vehicle law imposing reasonable license fees on motors, including those of non-residents, does not interfere with the rights of the citizens of the United States to pass through the state. Crandall versus Nevada. A state which at its own expense furnishes special facilities for the use of those engaged in interstate and intrastate commerce. Like you're saying, you're not working in commerce, you're traveling, you're not driving.
So now why
correct?
are we, okay, so
and
why
so,
do all of these cases bring in the term commerce, somewhere or the other? Somewhere or the other, they're going to bring up commerce.
Because that's what's regulated by the federal government, you fucking moron. You would think that if you knew everything, you would be able to understand this. The federal commerce thing, it has to do with interstate commerce. Once you start carrying goods between the states, there is no jurisdiction that covers two different states outside of the American Indian, the Native American tribes that were set up. Those can go across state lines, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about state. When you leave California and go into, let's say, Nevada, right? You leave, California doesn't have any jurisdiction there. So when you're making an interstate commerce from one state to the next, the only thing that can cover that has jurisdiction over that is something above the state level, which that falls under the federal level. That's why they have those terms of commercial use and UCC and all this and that. But you jackasses don't qualify. You say all the time, we're not in commerce.
Right. So and again, we have to remember the Supreme Court is not infallible. It's a bunch of men and women who sit up in uniform,
Miranda, I'll get that
as
fixed.
Part of agent and agency.
I totally forgot to turn the lights on.
Corporate capacity, and they're making decisions. You're not infallible. There's many times where they'll say to me, every time that's why you can't argue with people using Supreme Court decisions, because every time you bring one up that supports your decision, they bring up one where the man discounts that decision. But again, this is why men and women in a republic can never really be governing over other men and women, because we know philosophically men and women are not able to
Then it wouldn't be a fucking republic, it would be an anarchy. Okay, for those that didn't hear what he just said, all right? He was like, a republic is not supposed to be men and women governing over other men and women. Then what would we have? We wouldn't have anybody governing over anybody. And what's that called? That's anarchy. Sovereign citizens promote anarchy. Chille de Castro promotes, well, he promotes fucking Chinese level communism, but yeah, get your social scores up so that way you can find a date and get a loan one day. Thanks to Chille and his fucking system.
Govern themselves. They're not able to come to their own accurate conclusions of what's objectively right. What makes me think I'm going to put them in costume in corporate capacity and they're going to be able to decide what's right and wrong for me, right? This is another part of the problem of law in the land.
Again,
law of the land.
Then what's right and wrong for you might be different than what's right and wrong for Chille, might be different than what's right and wrong for me and what's right and wrong for everybody in the chat. We have to standardize these fucking rules and laws so that we don't have a system that's just going off of your feelings. We don't give a fuck about your feelings. Sorry.
Comes from God's law, which is imbued through man's conscience. The more we keep looking to other men and their decisions and their articulations, the more we've lost the point here, right? Again, these folks are all in a corporate capacity. They can only rule on what the corporation can and can't do. And if they make a ruling that's outside the philosophical precepts and foundations of law in this country, which again, all men created equal, all men have a right to property and pursuit of happiness, it's again, criminally, the foundations of law. If you don't have a crime, which is synonymous with loss, injury, and harm, then you cannot move a case legitimately, unless it's in one of the dual jurisdictions.
But yet they keep getting you dumbasses for driving without a license, and you keep either going to jail or paying the fine. Those are the facts. Those are the actual facts of the matter, okay? You guys can say this all you want, but until one of you beats a fucking driving with a suspended license case, a basic case, until one of you beats it based on your fucking fucked up beliefs, I refuse to believe that you know what the fuck you're talking about.
That I asked the administrator, the magistrate, what some would call a judge, he said there's two jurisdictions, common law, constitutional, and administrative. They have you in administrative jurisdiction one way or the other in most of these courts, whether you know it or not, because they got you from the gate because you appeared as a person, right? In the all caps entity. They're not looking for them.
Ask Deborah how that fucking worked out for her. Right? Put a 1 in the chat if it didn't work out very well for Deborah to represent herself and decide that, you know, as long as I don't contract with the courts, nothing bad can happen to me. And when she gets out of jail, she'll watch this and agree with us. She'll be putting a 1 in the chat when she gets out of jail. Because she decided she wasn't going to participate either. And now she got it more than a week behind bars. Way to go, Deborah. She's actually in there thirsting right now.
Man, they're looking for that person. You appeared. You created a joinder. They searched you at the front door. They already know you don't know who and what you are, because a man would never give up his Fourth Amendment right to the freedom of
So
search
what do
and
you do?
seizure.
You just don't show up? I mean, how do you remedy this? Because
This is the point. Those who make peaceful resolution impossible make violent revolution inevitable, is what John Kennedy said. I didn't say that. What I'm telling you is they give you almost no option to where you don't feel some kind of charge energetically, right? That's what the name of this game is. It's spiritual. It's energetic. They call it a charge, like a battery. We're going to put a charge on you. They want you in fear one way or the other. Fear to show up, fear to not show up. But again, what's true and what's right? If I'm a man, I know who and what I am and what I'm not, then no other man or woman on this land has a right to search me. So if you're...
And yet they keep doing it. I mean, he can say this all he wants, but all he's going to do is end up in jail.
Claiming you have to search me to go into that room, then that room must not be for me, a man or woman of the people.
Paul, wait.
It must be for corporate citizen slaves.
So listen, I'm with you, man. I'm with you 100%. So I'm gonna start to push back a little bit, but remember, I'm with you. I agree with you.
I love it, bro. Hold me accountable. Give it to me. Hit me with both barrels.
I'm pushing back so that people can get the answers, right? So now I get pulled over. I got a ticket for doing 90 and an 80, and now they gave me a ticket, and now am I just not going to go to court because they're going to want to search me, which is a violation of my Fourth Amendment? So this is when you were talking the other day.
No, not necessarily. Depends on the circumstances, whether it's a violation of your Fourth Amendment or not. You should know this. Pennsylvania versus Mims. Ohio, Terry versus Ohio.
Just wanted to know, like, do I just say I'm not coming? Like, like, how does that, like David asked?
Yeah, how do you get away with it?
That
Like
you don't. That the easy answer is you don't, guys. That's the easy answer. You don't get away with it. You show up, take responsibility for your dipshittery, pay the fucking fine, and you go about your fucking day and don't do it again.
To come to that
don't get caught
conclusion
again
for yourself based on your spiritual journey, right? The Christed being would not have sat there, the one that we founded this whole civilization on, and say, what would I do if somebody threatened me who's under Shaitan's law in the synagogue of Satan? He's not going to get into the fear of what's going to happen and not happen. He's going to say, I know who and what I am and what I'm not, and I'm not under your dictation. Furthermore, I understand meaning, definition, and purpose. I know the letter of what you're doing, the legal code, the policy, how it all works. I know.
Put an X in the chat if you doubt he knows the legal understanding of anything. Put an X in the chat if for doubting that he knows anything about the law.
You're going to try to get me in a room as a person, stand up as the corporation, and call yourself the people, right? I know what you're doing. You're trying to do fraud and embarrassment. You're trying to trick me out of my position, is what they call it on the street. You ain't going to pimp me. If you want to pimp me, you got to bring me in shackles and do it to me by force.
All right, so let me ask you this.
Chille's giving him the thumbs up. He's like, I'm all for being pimped. I've been pimped 20 times in my life. The 20 times I've been to jail with no fucking police report, he was pimped out. Poor Chille.
So you the definition, you're not a driver, you're a traveler. So let's say you're traveling and a cop pulls you over, can you take us through the process of what happens, what you say to the cop?
They get arrested.
More thoroughly of how this goes, because
Sure.
I'm still like, this sounds like fucking unicorns and rainbows right now. I'm just trying to grasp this, and I know you're right.
That's what
Right,
You're
Chille has
right,
forever
but I would not be
fucked
able
up
to pull this off
Wi-Fi
because
connection.
I don't
Damn.
really know or have an understanding on how you do this. So can you go through like a basic for me, elementary?
Sure. Forget about all your mind control if you can. Forget about everything you
So
think
let's say
you've
the
been
cop
taught.
pulls you over, you don't have your license plate, you don't have your license, and
Man, that's crazy, huh? I'm moving property that I upkeep, maintain, and am responsible and accountable.
No, it's crazy.
As long as you're moving that property on a fucking public fucking roadway, you better have a driver's license. Because I guarantee you that he doesn't just get away every time. Whether he tells everybody about the number of times he gets arrested or gets his car towed, his house towed or property towed, or whatever the fuck he wants to call it, he ain't telling you about all those times.
To others. To me, this makes sense. But I want to know, boom, you just get pulled over, the lights are going, and you're like, I can't wait to lay it down on this guy. How do you do it?
So, Paul,
Well, where do we start, right?
Right.
Where do we start?
Let me answer, Paul, and you tell me if I'm correct because I've been watching you.
Yeah, let Chille answer. Let the alpha tell you how it is.
So that way, because you speak, so abundantly well that some people who don't speak as you aren't going to be able to keep up because you are just so good with words.
Chille was the guy. Hey, keep in mind, everybody, we don't all agree that he speaks abundantly well, but Chille was second to the last in his fucking high school class. I'm sure a third grader speaks abundantly well for Chille.
So let me see if I can paraphrase this for the layperson who's not quite as technically constitutional as you are, and see if this is
Chille
correct.
is getting turned on.
This and if it's right. So what you're stating is that you are a free person, and you are given your natural rights by God. And so another man can't stop you on the street with your property and say, show me your papers, and I'm going to fine you and fee you, even though there's no victim. And so you
Forget
say, wait
about the philosophy of it. UCC 1308 has now been accepted as commercial law on all lands that we call states. UCC 1308 says nobody can be forced into any contract. So you cannot make...
You say that, but cite the fucking case. Let me hear the case. You just say it.
The statement, do this or else.
Check the channel name out. Skeptic. I'm not fucking buying your bullshit. God, my voice cracked there.
When it comes to filling out paperwork, signing it, and changing my status and standing or the title of that property. You can't do it. And it's philosophically sound, right? Because we know the philosophy of this is safety is always the means to get everybody out of their private property and their rights. The idea of safety. We're just here again regulating everyone for their safety. Now pay us some money, sign these contracts, retitle your property so we can regulate it for everybody's safety. And if you don't do those contracts and do those forms, we're going to put you in jail or take your livelihood. That's not how public service works.
Okay, so I want this guy to explain then. How do we pay for the roads? Okay? Let me ask you. You, in your fucked up world, nobody registers their car, but nobody gets license fees, nobody registers their car, nobody gets tickets. All that revenue, gone. How do we pay for the roads? Do we just start taxing everybody else just to make sure that we have enough money to drive safely from point A to point B? Because you'd be the first motherfucker talking about, why can't they get out here and fix the roads? It's their job. They're public servants. But you don't want to give them a goddamn dime to do what you want them to do. So yeah, sorry, not buying your bullshit, and it's not feasible for a society to buy it either. You know what? I saw that big super chat come in. Let me go ahead and just read a couple of super chats out. Starting with yours, Gia, $49.99. Thank you very much. Love it. Chillito looks like Mr. Magoo, the short bus rider. You're damn right he does. Love you, Gia. Thank you so much. Hey, I put my pinky up when I sip, so I start putting my forefinger up. Look. So we throw up the horns. We're throwing up the horns. We're not doing the Chille. No more. This is no more higher class now anymore, guys. It's now we're back to regular class thanks to Chille. Broken Angle, $2. Chille never stops talking. That's how you know he's lying. Absolutely. The Mock, $2. One weakness of constitutional law scholars is police torches. Tanny A, new member. Thank you. Hank's Corner, 1 gifted sub. Thank you very much, sir. God, I love those gifted subs. We had over 500 members, guys. I'm gifted members. 500 members. We hit 500 members on this channel. That makes me so proud. Thank you so much to everybody. And thank you to the people that have been buying the memberships and gifting them away. It means a lot to me. It really does. Debos Nation. $5 Canadian. Chilito is a flat earther, probably. Debos, I'm telling you now, it's going to happen. He will say something flat earther before too long. Investigator 77. He already has. He said the NASA moon landing was fake. What a fucking idiot. Pisses me off when I hear that shit. $2 Canadian. He thinks his live stream is a Hollywood production. Mine's a better production, and I'm a piece of shit streamer. Krabby J, $5 Chili. All right, after 2 more super chats, we're gonna go. Chili, Krabby J, $5 Chili. The fake tough guy is so nervous right now that if he swallowed a penny, he'd crap out a copper wire. I love, and then he would go pawn it. Ronsk FC 199. He said he was in the right. He has a right to interrupt. Egg him on. God, we should have went over to his live stream. Just said, Chili, get in his face, Chili. Do it, Chili. Then we could have gotten arrested right here on my channel. Hank's Corner, $5. Chilito always wants to be in the spotlight until he is. And we'll pick up with the LG at our next break. Here we go.
Right. But again, that's how policy enforcement works, because the majority of folks, it has become the
good whiskey.
Politic in the corporate structure, and therefore it's presumed and assumed by most of these servants that you are not a man or woman of the people. You are part of mankind.
What's the difference?
You are a human. You are a person, right? Person in Latin is a
between legal and lawful.
Intellectually speaking, there is an argument to be made that Chili is less than a person.
What's the exact difference between
I
legal
told
and
the guy
lawful?
before, I told Dave before off air, at one point in certain state corporations, it was legal to take other men and women as property. We called it slavery. It was totally legal. It was legal under the crown. Guess what? It was never lawful. We fought a war over. It was not lawful. You can't take people and their property as your state commodities, regulate them and decide what they will and won't have.
You ever heard of the 13th Amendment, you dipshits?
We fought wars over these concepts. What's once legal is never lawful.
Yeah, civil war. People like the people calling for civil war now, always fighting for a really bad cause, wanting to fucking overturn a government that's working for the people. Yeah, you guys are a bunch of dipshits. I wish you could hear yourself speak out loud.
For a lot of times, right?
Right.
All right. So Paul.
And then I pulled up UC 1308.
No shit, LG.
That with explicit reservation of rights performs or promises performance or assents to performance in a manner demanded or offered by the other party does not thereby prejudice the rights reserved.
Good evening,
Such
Mary.
words as
Love you
without
too.
prejudice, under protest, or the like.
You know what that
what
amounts to? I can go get all your stupid fucking paperwork to stop you from shooting me on the side of the road because I know what may happen, but none of it precludes my God-given rights. You can't force contract on me and regulate me through that contract. It's like saying I'm going to take a wife and marry her under coercion and then beat her for the rest of her life. And she can't do nothing because she's in a contract we call marriage. No, it's unlawful. I don't care if your culture says it's legal. There's many cultures.
No, that's not right. That's not the difference between legal and lawful. That's the difference between culturally acceptable and morally reprehensible. Those are and illegal on top of morally reprehensible. That's the difference that you're talking about. One does not go in and say it's legal under my culture. Unless your culture is the law of the land, that's the only time that statement would make any sense. Outside of that, you're talking about two completely different things.
Where it's legal to beat on your woman, cut off her clitoris, and do all types of control and regulation out of ego.
Okay.
This is the failing of the human condition and the psychology we see everywhere at all times.
All right. So Paul.
No, you're right. We are absolutely watching the failure of psychology and psychiatry right here. We do not, and the failure only because we do not have enough psychologists and psychiatrists to treat all three people on screen right now.
Like I asked before, can you take us through the step-by-step process? If I'm understanding this right, the minute you consent or agree to the cop, that's when you're under their jurisdiction, correct? That's when you go under their rule of law,
No.
correct?
Sure,
can
they
you
may
take us
not.
to
No, the moment you drive through their fucking jurisdiction, that's when you're under their jurisdiction.
can you take us to a step-by-step process about, let's say the lights are flashing, you're getting pulled over right now, cop walks up and says license and registration. What do you say? Where do you go from there?
I mean, there's
To
many
jail.
places we can start. We can start with the fact that all of these public service vehicles are considered to be emergency vehicles in their code, in their regulation. Their emergency lights are not there to stop people and check and force contract on the side of the road. They're called first responders. Those lights are for them to respond to an emergency. So you may want to ask them, where's the emergency? What's the emergency? Oh,
Well, they're pulling you over on a fucking road that's being occupied by being used by other cars. They need to allow other people to know that there's a stopped car in front of them. They need to let you know that you are now in the process of being pulled over by a police officer. The lights do not have to mean that there's an emergency going on. If it did, they wouldn't be using the lights. You're not the first person to bring this up, and you're not the first person to be proven wrong by it. Look at that face. That is the face of a dumbass. Top left.
oh, there isn't any. So you're misusing those lights to
You're
pretend to
speeding.
be
Let's say the cop says you're speeding.
Speeding is not a crime. It's a traffic infraction. The word traffic is synonymous with trafficking. Trafficking is moving goods, service, and people.
Oh, God. More word salad! Tell him to stop, people, please!
From point A to point B for payment. It's why we call it drug traffic and human traffic. So again, someone somewhere is going to have to learn the meanings of these words and terms if we're going to uphold the law versus forcing policy on men and women who have rights.
I guess what I'm trying to get here, Paul, is you're very astute in what you're saying, dude. You're a scholar.
No, he's not. No, he's fucking not. He's just saying a bunch of shit over and over just because you don't understand it to make zero sense. Just because you don't does not mean he's astute. It means he's a stupid.
For my audience, the cop shows up to your. How do you get out of?
But this is the thing. You're telling me how do we get out of something that we're already so far into that the people who are supposed to uphold the law don't know the law, don't care, and are therefore
you're able to get out of it.
I have, but other times I've gotten my property taken. I've gotten put in a cell. I've gotten my guns taken. Right?
Put a 1 in the chat if you're happy that he got his guns taken from him. Or put a 1 in the chat if you don't think this guy needs to be carrying a gun in society. Keep in mind, sovereign citizens are classified by the FBI as domestic fucking terrorists.
I've gotten them back. I've gotten the stuff back with no license, registration, insurance. They told me they couldn't give it back to me. They told me they wouldn't give my guns back till I came to court. I don't go to their court. They have to drag me in. They drag me in. They say a few things. I tell them I'm not coming back here. I'm not submitting to your policy, regulation, and code. They don't even keep me on the bond last time.
Y'all can believe him, but I don't.
They let me out with a $1 bond that I didn't even pay and didn't even sign for. I was in a town that I'd never been to and was never going back to. They knew damn well I was passing through. I didn't meet any of the conditions for bail or bond, and they did it anyway because they know, like I know, they're going to fleece most of the sheep who don't know who and what they are. And if they argue with me and take it to trial, they're going to spend a whole bunch of money.
So you got arrested. So, okay, hold on. Let's break down what he just said, guys, right? He said they let him out, meaning he was in somewhere. He loves this English word so much. Let's break it down. They let him out, meaning he was in somewhere, on a $1 bond, which makes sense that he was in somewhere because that means he was in jail. So that right there should tell you that what he's saying does not work. It works about as well as a fucking indestructible trifold.
Money to get back to the foundation, which doesn't change.
So as long as you stick to your guns and know your rights, you can see this through.
I'm never telling you.
No, Mikey B, we're not all lefties. I'm a centrist. I invite left and right here. We're just not all fucking brainwashed to believe that one way is the absolute right way.
I'm going to be like the universe. There are no guarantees in this. You don't get guarantees. You don't deserve guarantees because the majority of men and women are cowards and have been for a long time. What you get is a guarantee of self-respect. What you get is the guarantee that you know who and what you are and what you're not, and you went past your fear and you challenged yourself and you grew and rose to the occasion. That's the only guarantee you get. Whether you're going to find yourself in a cell or dead, I can't guarantee that, right? Because again, for a man especially, to secure his rights, He has to be willing to kill, die, or go to jail. That's the reality of it. It's history's lesson. You ain't going to change that. I don't like that dynamic. I wish it wasn't true. It doesn't feel good to me because, again, we've all become weak. But that is...
You know who else believed that? You guys want to know who else believed that? The Unabomber. I want y'all to take that in. Let that sit in for a moment, right? And he was a sovereign citizen too. The Unabomber held those same exact beliefs. That you can't make change without violence. Timothy McVeigh. I think he's locked up with the Unabomber right now. They speak regularly about their sovereign citizen beliefs. You know why? Because Timothy McVeigh believes what this man on screen believes in the top left. This is why they're classified as domestic terrorists. Because they say shit like, you gotta be willing to die to bring back anarchy.
It's the only guarantee, right? And we have not done that. So we're guaranteed slavery.
There's going to be
he was executed. Then before he was executed, I believe that he was housed in the whatever the Supermax prison they were housed in. But they were housed together, and they spoke with each other about Florence. I believe it's Florence Supermax. Check that out, though.
Come a time then when I get pulled over, because
this would be before he died.
My experience, David and Paul, is I've been traveling the country now for almost a year, and what I'm seeing all over the country is I'm a cop. I pull over David for jaywalking. He doesn't pay his fee for jaywalking. Then I suspend his driver's license. And then when his driver's license is suspended, then he gets pulled over. He doesn't have a driver's license. His car gets impounded. Now he's got a choice. He can bail his car out of jail. He can bail himself out of jail. He bails himself out of jail, but now he's got a $550 impound fee. Can't cover it. Within 10 days,
I got
it's
a $700.
Hey, you know, that all sounds like it could have been avoided if he just went and paid fucking $50 to get a license that's good for fucking like 8 years these days.
$180 impound.
Or you could just fucking just have to make that decision of bailing yourself out or bailing your car out. It really does. Guys, is it me or does it really just seem like it's that simple? Pay $50, get the license for 8 years, or have to decide between bailing yourself and your car out one day.
That's what the code writers did because they love me so much. They said that you can no longer demand cash at a public service corporation known as a towing company who has a contract with another public service corporation known as a policy enforcement department. They got together and did contract to take my property and profit off of it without a proper claim. You know what that's called? It's called RICO and many other things under federal code. Now,
then sue them. Then bring them to court. Let's see how that works for you there, guy.
They made it a code, what some people call law, that you can't demand cash. So I pay with a debit card. I say, here you go. Give me the receipt. And I sign it NA. And I go back to the bank and I fight with the bank. Are you going to tell me that's a proper contract? Are you going to tell me they can force 20 days worth of service on me because they had a contract with someone else and stick me with the bill when they pulled the claim on the 21st day, which is when a contract cements in law, right? So they held my car for 20 days. They released it on the 20th day because they know they can't keep it for 21 days because they don't have a proper claim. I'm foundationally correct in common and constitutional and contract law. I go right to the bank. I tell them, give me the paperwork. I'm going to fill it out. I just sent it back the other day, and now they're going to have to refund me. And then the tow company is going to have to sue me civilly and prove that they had a right to take that property when, guess what? The state code says towing company can't move that property unless it's impeding a public thoroughfare.
Okay, so let me break it. I wanted to let him get it all out because I wanted to make sure that I understood what he was saying. All right, so a common tactic of sovereign citizens and state nationals is to build a debt and then try to write off the debt, whether it's writing it off through hot checks where they write the checks and then they go back to the bank and say the bank never had the money to begin with, or whatever the case. And then on the check they put, where it says signed, they put all rights reserved or UCC 211 or 16 or some shit like that, right? And they think that's going to discharge the debt. Well, let me explain to you what happens, right? So you go in, they force you to pay a certain amount of money to get your car out. You pay that money. You then go to the bank and you dispute that charge. So then they remove the charge, right? Well, what you did is illegal. just now what you did is also illegal. It's the same thing as writing a hot check. You cannot do that. All right. It may take them 2, maybe even 3, 4, 5 months to catch up with you, but they will catch up. It's not like they discharge the debt and then they get the money taken out and they don't know what the fuck happened. No, they know exactly which transaction is the one that got refunded, and then they go back and they look at it, and then they're going to hold you accountable for that debt that you did not pay. And that will happen.
It wasn't. So they don't even follow their own fucking code. They just take property
fraud.
and profit off it all day
Exactly.
because the slaves don't know and don't care, and they just pay the fee.
Did the bank
This is
back you?
our fault. We
Did
this.
Did the bank give you your money back when you said this isn't a proper contract?
They did
I
it.
want my
They
money
did
back?
it first. They immediately sent it back at first over the phone. Then they, what I perceived, played a little bit of a game where they sent out paperwork to the wrong address, never told me it was coming. The charge got reversed. I called them. Oh, we sent paperwork out and you didn't fill it out. I said, so you reversed the money back after giving it back to me. Go ahead and send that paperwork to the proper place. We're going to get it filled out and get it back to you so you can correct the record, right? So just the other day I sent it back. I'm waiting on a reply, but there's not going to be any reply that they're going to be able to substantiate. So they're just going to become wrongdoers if they decide to become complicit with this action, right? Again, nothing's guaranteed, but you're going to have to do it.
Okay, okay. Again, it bothers me, right? Because he says, again, nothing's guaranteed. Listen, man, if the shit worked, it would be guaranteed, right? Like, okay, think of it like this. I get a $100 ticket. I go in, I pay the $100 ticket. It's guaranteed I no longer have to worry about that ticket ever again because I paid it off. What you just said is, well, if I annoy them enough, then they may just drop it and it might work, but then again, it might not. I might actually get in a lot of trouble. In fact, I could actually owe a lot of money for my car because I didn't go fucking get it out of the impound, right? That could happen. So if it was guaranteed, if what you said was a guaranteed winner, then we wouldn't have to worry about all the rest of the shit, right?
Good job explaining to me how 2 public service corporations had an ability to take a man's property with no proper claim, hold it till the 11th hour, release it, showing they had no proper claim, because if they did, they would have just kept it and sold it. Why would they have said, you can come down after 20 days and get that property? Because on the 21st day, it becomes a binding contract. So they did contract fraud, right? They made a false claim, held property, tried to stick me with a bill, and used 2 corporations to do it. It's called conspiracy and RICO.
So I'm going to guess, like, by being a traveler and using the proper definitions that you use, how does that affect your insurance? Do you have insurance? What happens if you get into an accident on the freeway?
You have to have a car that's registered to yourself with a license to get insurance. I mean, you can get special, like, non-licensed insurance, but it's typically you get that so that you can go get a license or so that you can go get your car inspected or registered. God, I want to listen to what he says, though. Here we go.
It's in a liability bond. I swear that I bond
swear.
that person, right? And it's commercial capacity because there's a trust behind that. That's how they're all making money behind our person, is that there's money in that account.
He promises us, guys. He promises us. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't believe his promise. If his promise doesn't mean shit to you, put a 1 in the chat because I'm not taking his promise for anything. Fuck this guy. If he tells me, don't worry, if I hit your car, I'll pay for it. Yep. Press an X to doubt on that one, guys.
The pigs are yelling and screaming over here. I don't know if you can hear them, but
Yeah.
and no, I don't kill them. I don't enslave them. They just live around me, and I enjoy them. I know, fascinating concept. But
So yeah, let's say you're driving. What about like if you're drinking and driving, which I know you should not be doing.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that because I don't
let's
drink.
Say someone hold on, but let's say someone's following what you're saying to a T, and they're out one night, they're drinking, they're driving, they get in a bad accident. Then what? What are they liable for? What happens there? Like what?
Yeah, you're at the whim of the court, man.
Okay.
If you want to drive around drunk.
Oh, so in some instances, the court has jurisdiction. But in instances where he doesn't want them to have jurisdiction, they don't. You see, this is the problem with their arguments, right? It's so logically flawed that all you have to do is ask them the most basic common sense question. And everything they just said falls completely apart. So apparently you are under jurisdiction of whatever the state is that you're in and whatever the city is that you're in. Apparently you are. Because if you do something heinous that the sovereign citizen finds heinous, then he's okay with that jurisdiction. But until then, when it's something as simple as not having your fucking car registered or not having a driver's license or whatever it may be, when it's something that simple, well, then the court just doesn't have jurisdiction. Can't have it both ways. As the words of Chille, nope.
And you want to cause harm to other people, you're at the whim of the court. You know why? Because 9 times
for speeding, though. You can say the same for speeding.
Nah, you can't. You can't because I can determine with my regular faculties how fast I could take my property from point A to point B without causing harm. If you take in a substance that very well you know is going to impede your ability to take that property safely and responsibly to point A to point B,
are you
very
an
rarely
engineer?
is it somebody who's drunk and was controlling the car correctly and making the proper decisions and just happened to get into an accident, right?
I would love this guy to explain momentum to me, right? Because if he doesn't get physics exactly right, then his idea of taking his property from point A to point B as fast as he thinks is perfectly acceptable could be the exact same argument that the other person said. Well, I didn't have that much to drink. I was convinced that I could make it from point A to point B without hurting anybody else. So if you're not an expert in physics and don't understand the concepts of momentum and acceleration, then you are in no position to talk about how fast you should be going around a curve or anything like that. You should just follow what the engineers say and accept the fact that the police officers, the law enforcement agencies, have to enforce that traffic ordinance.
There's a fine line there. Again, we go back to the philosophy. Was this person demonstrating a threat? Can someone somewhere with a witness prove that this person was out of their proper faculties? Someone who had 1 glass of wine and drove home and wasn't, intoxicated is a different kind of a situation, right? But see, that's the thing. I'm not in favor of letting people do whatever they want to do because we're already in this position because folks don't know right from wrong, are irresponsible.
He doesn't want anybody to be in a position to do what they want to do, but he wants to drive without a license. Does anybody else see the irony in what he just said and what he's been saying this whole time? Oh, 1 second. We'll get back to that. Let me take a little drink and read out a couple of super chats. Let's see. We ended with Hank's Corner. Oh no, I'm sorry. LG. We're on TTU Watch tonight. Oh yeah, we said that. Yeah, TTU for the win. Hank's Corner. Josh Willie, $5 is too many big words for Chillito to read the Mullen Commission. We also have Ron yeah, I read that. $1.99. April Beck, new member. Thank you very much, April Beck. Frauditor Troll TTU, baby. Put it in the chat, TTU. If we get 100 TTUs in the chat, we'll get back to the video. I'll read them fast. Mindhunter, new member. Thank you. Warren Evans, £2. Belfa, beta, male, desperate to be an alpha. Facty, $2.79 Canadian. Voting out the grifties. Guys, we have Chille in #1. He is going to be the grifter of the year. Yes, grifter of the fucking year. All right, let's see. God damn it, there's a lot of super chats. All right, let's get going. All right, Josh will leave $5 in the surprise of knowing Chille never got the name and badge number. He didn't, and the officer just drove off because fuck Chille. Dimension Lord, love you, $5. Chille, please put your headphones down around your neck. And can somebody tell me what episode of 1,000 Ways to Die he was on? I have no idea. I didn't know he was on. Debbie T, $10. Can't wait for his wannabe lawsuits. Exactly. Wannabe. I'm not worried. Joshua Lee, $5. Let's all send Deborah some Kool-Aid packages for her thirsting. Well, it's not the Kool-Aid that's bothering her. It's the fact that she has human shit on her sink. According to Chille. The LG 1999, let's call tonight TTU Watch, baby. Yeah, I like that. The Age of Fabulous, $10. Roll Tide. Utah State is going to get their butt handed to them just like Chille does all the time. All right, one more. SEMA, $20 super chat with hugs. Guys, this drink is for you guys. Let's get back to the video. Ooh, that's some good whiskey, baby. Here we go.
Able to respond correctly to life and unaccountable. They respond incorrectly or they react and then don't account for their mistakes. They come into court, let another man represent them, and don't.
She still hadn't had any water.
Understand what true accountability and honorability is. You stand on what you do. So you want to get drunk? and you want to ride around and you wind up causing harm to somebody, you better come
She
right
is
in there
not
like
out
a
of
man
jail.
and say, yeah, I had 6 fucking beers and I hit somebody and I believe I have a right to do that, and watch what they're going to do to your ass. And well, they should, because you don't have a right to cause loss, injury, and harm to
Hey,
somebody.
calm down, calm down. If anybody's going to talk about what they're going to do to a butthole, let Chille speak. He is an expert on what they do to buttholes in the police station. Go ahead, Chille.
Go ahead, Chille.
Thank you, but I already told him. Chille, you have to unmute yourself, buddy.
Chille, you're muted. You're
God
muted.
damn it! I told you I'd tell
Sorry
him.
about that. So Paul, let's make it just a real human error here, because I want to walk through this and I want to understand it better. So I'm driving down the road, kid hits his soccer ball, runs down the road, dog runs out there, kid runs out there. I just clip a kid. I don't kill him, but I clip him. He ran right out in front of me, chasing the dog with the soccer ball, just making it a human moment here. And of course, I'm not drunk, dude. I don't drive on drugs
Whose
and alcohol.
property is that? Whose property is that?
It's my
That little
property.
being. No, that little being that ran out into the road. How old is it and whose property is it? Because if
What
that
the
being,
fuck?
7, 8, 10.
Listen to him. That little being that ran into the road, whose property is that? He's literally talking about a human child right now. Whose property is running into my car? Do I not have the right? Can I not sue the parents because they allowed their property to fuck up my headlamp? What a bitch.
okay, so that being is not of the age of reason legally and lawfully, right? Just common sense. So that being made a mistake, not knowing any better, but that being still has someone who's a guardian, someone who's responsible or accountable for them. So if that being runs into the road chasing a ball and causes an accident, then whoever's child that is, as they call it, the parents are going to be responsible.
As society calls it, not as they call it, as society calls it. You're the one on the outside calling children property.
Presuming
what's
you
the
did
state-
everything correct.
Listen now, he's talking about him.
response going to be? Because what I did was I registered my car, I put it in a corporation, put the corporation number as my license. I believe that you said something similar to that. I hope I'm correct on that. And then I registered my car into a corporation. I put the corporation on my license plate, and then I don't have any insurance because I signed a personal bond. And then I hit that kid. Can you just play it out for me? Because I want to understand it, because I want to get to where we don't have to have driver's licenses. I just want to be able to do it in because I know that 90% of people are cowards. I've traveled this country, man. I've
Yeah, he knows. He knows 90% of people are cowards because he knows cowardice. He knows cowardice very well. He's very familiar with cowardice, Chille.
least scare the hell out of people constantly across our country. So how do we get it so that we don't have to get a driver's license from these DMVs anymore? What are the consequences if I do get into an accident and somebody gets hurt? What's going to happen? What do you foresee in this situation?
This is the point. The society, quote unquote, we use this word every day, don't understand what it means, but we'll use it for colloquial terms. The collection of everybody on this land has become reprobate, bankrupt, philosophically askew, right? There's no morals, logic, and ethics. So folks want to know when an accident happens.
That was one hell of a non-answer.
Who's going to pay right away? Because they've been brought up in this cult, this culture, this society. Paying somebody does not stop any loss, injury, and harm that occurred, right? It's just a form of compensation. So you say, walk you through, if you do everything correctly and an accident happens, which sometimes it does because of the mistakes of man and woman or young ones, then compensation.
But not him driving the car. The mother, father, or young piece of property that fucked my fucking Jeep up, it was their fault, not mine.
To occur, depending on where the wrong resides, right? That's the whole point of witnesses in a court. We have to determine the complicated facts of law. So
wait. He's okay with going to court now. He's okay with going to court now. A minute ago, he didn't recognize the court. The court has the gold frill along the bottom of the flag. It's a maritime court, but now he recognizes it.
And we have to bring in your history. Oh, it looks here like John Jones every other week hit somebody. So this is common for him, right? This is not one thing he did, never had any problem before. All of a sudden, kid runs out into the road, neighbor says she's seen it all, right? This is determining the complicated facts of the law. And again, it's innocent until proven guilty. So if nobody comes forward and it's your testimony against the child, it's going to have to come out like a Perry Mason moment at some point. You're going to have to get the child up there and ask him a question. What was happening, John? What did you do? Oh, the ball ran into the street. I went to go chase it. Everyone in the court's going to realize what happened. Doesn't make it any better, But we come to realize there's no wrongdoing here. There's no negligence. If anything, one could conclude there was negligence on the part of the parent, because why is your being out playing ball, unsupervised, unenclosed, and having access to a street where people are doing fast speeds, right? A lot of this, again, is about common sense. It's about understanding.
Yeah, but the question is what happens when you're driving 60 miles an hour down that street, and in a normal situation where you were driving 35 and a child walked out into the road, you would have been able to stop, but now you didn't have time to stop because you were driving at an excess speed, which is why they put up signs like 35 mile an hour signs inside of residential neighborhoods, which is why it's 20 miles an hour inside of school zones. See, you are arguing that they should take all those signs away, that those shouldn't mean anything. Nobody should be enforcing that. You should be allowed to just get from, like you said, get from point A to point B as fast as you think is safely possible. So now the child walks out and you hit the child because you were driving 60 instead of 35. Whose fault is it then?
Self and our accountability and responsibility in mitigating harm. And then if harm or loss or injury occurs, we have to compensate. We have to make right and reconcile, right?
So my understanding in this is basically...
So when you kill that kid and it's found to be your fault, and then they say, time to make due, time to pay up, what are you going to pay with? I can tell that you don't function in society, so you don't have a great paying job. How are you going to pay for any loss that you incur?
We've been taken over through subversion, and the government is manipulating definitions of words, and people just don't have the comprehensive skills to understand what they mean.
This is not government. The federal codes all outline this stuff. The federal codes oftentimes are more succinct.
What the fuck? This is not government. It's all about the federal codes. What the fuck? Where do you think the federal codes came from, you dipshit?
With the philosophy of law. Right, and they'll even say, "Well, that's not true."
Contradicting himself within his own statement
that we can't do that. Yeah, but selling weed is pursuit of happiness. It's constitutional. Taking my right to move around freely and charging me money is slavery. It's interfering with my rights. So states have rights. Again,
no, it's not. No, it's not. Because you don't have to pay a fucking fee to walk outside. You don't have to. If you decided to walk from California to fucking Texas, nobody's gonna stop you. You're not gonna have to pay any fees. Hell, if you took an Uber from California to Texas, you wouldn't be stopped and charged fees to enter into each state. So no, the government is not impeding your right to travel between states as is protected by the Constitution. They're just not letting you do it your way, which is what pisses you off.
Corporate bodies, it's all corporation. But the government is not doing anything. Local and state mostly, and probably some federal, we see, like this is, again, ubiquitous because this is a human condition. It starts in the mind. It starts with misunderstanding. It starts with misinformation. It starts with lack of knowledge itself. So you see it everywhere, right? We're not going to pick on the feds or pick on the locals or pick on the states. This is everybody.
To Chille's credit, this is like the longest I've ever seen him on camera shutting the fuck up. Good job, Chille.
The only reason public servants could believe and do what they do is if everyone they were serving was under the same mind control, right? If every man and woman was walking around knowing who they were, what they were not, what government, quote unquote, or public service corporation role was and stood on that, we wouldn't have these problems. So all of us collectively on both sides don't know who and what we are. We don't know the difference between legal and lawful. We don't know what our rights are and what our rights are not. We think every day, we say, thank you for your service to some group of people.
Starting with you, going down to Chille. That's the order of people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You especially. Chille's just learning from you how to be as dumb as you.
Corporate capacity who took someone's rights. You don't have a right to do that behavior. And thanking them for their service, there's two types of service, right? But originally service went back to a bull on a farm.
I guarantee you this guy's never fucking served his country.
And the bull would come in to service the cow. Means you're getting fucked. I don't mean to be crude and lewd and rude. I'm just taking it down to the street level of someone drinking a beer and watching football, right? So when you thank folks for your service, you're thanking them for screwing you. And you wonder why we're at where we're at.
Yeah, people thank me for my service all the time, and I fucking say I did it out of my own sense of duty. But how the fuck did me serving in the military fuck you? Just out of curiosity, make it make sense. In the chat, that's your job tonight, right? TTU watch, right? Y'all have to make it make sense.
So then, Paul, what's the pathway forward? Because you know,
Casey
whether
Cooper
or not
donating a
everybody
membership.
understands
Thank
what
you.
you're saying is one thing, but David Nino Rodriguez was 100% correct in his assessment. They do change the meaning of words. None more famous than in Terry versus Ohio, where they changed the meaning of arrested to detained. It makes no sense. During the oral arguments, they literally...
Guys, did you hear that? They changed the meaning of arrested to detained. What was the meaning of arrested prior to detained there, Chille, please? Would you like to inform us? And being detained and being arrested are two different things.
Change the meaning of the words. Detained to arrested.
Sure, but is that the government doing it, or is that a 1, 2, 3,
Nope.
a collection of
Right.
corrupt, bankrupt, unaccountable, irresponsible, fraud?
Exactly. There's still a difference.
Who are doing that,
but
right?
the
Because the
question
whole
is,
government
what's
is
the
not
path
in
forward?
conclusion with that.
What's the path forward? How do we get this reality where we don't have to get a driver's license anymore? What are the constitutional proper steps here to make it so that David and I no longer have to renew our driver's licenses?
There is
I'll
none.
put it to you this way: if you
There
walk
is
in,
no. Just say there is none. That's the answer. You already said earlier. It only works sometimes. There is none, Chille. Just like your trifold.
into your property or onto your property, and your servants were telling you what to do, what would be the process there? Right? We have to take it back to the street level. Start showing everybody, including yourself, what a real man and woman looks like. Start showing yourself and everybody else what an honorable, trustworthy, accountable, response-able.
This guy shows everybody every time he steps out the house what a fucking bummy ass jobless bitch looks like.
Righteous man and woman looks like and sounds like and feels like. If enough of us start doing that, they're going to have to change the way they approach us, because they can't criminalize all of us good and great people who are doing
guys, I'm
good
sorry,
and
I'm
great
getting
things
a bit
and
vulgar
standing on
tonight.
objective logic, morals, and ethics and common sense.
Yeah, I
You
might
can't
want to
criminalize all
hide
of
the
us. They're
kids.
trying to, right? Making the documentaries, calling
What up,
us all
Tina?
anarchists, creating the idea that anarchy, even though it means no rulers, no masters, no slaves, acting like we want no rules, we want chaos. No, there's always law. There's always rules. I want the true law and the true
He just admitted to being an anarchist. I told you. He wants anarchy.
rules of creation upheld. I don't want man's nonsense day to day, decade to decade, constantly in hypocritical conflicts of interest, right? Just inaccurate on the face of all of it.
Right,
I'm not
Andrew?
going to get into it because they keep banning me on my channel, right? So now we've lost our right to free speech because we're all being regulated in the public capacity, the corporate capacity as partners with these different corporations. So we can't speak freely anymore, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. We're we're giving away our rights at every forefront because we don't know who and what we are, or we're unwilling and undisciplined. We're not disciples of the true way enough to stand on it, right?
Wrong. The shit you're saying does not work. It's not legal or lawful, and it never, ever, ever works for a sovereign citizen. All right? If they want to prosecute him, they're going to, or her, they want to prosecute that person, they're going to prosecute him. Bottom line. When it works, when it's a foolproof plan, believe me, we'll all know. All right? We'll all know.
So you asked me what's the way out? Excuse me?
What are we? Tell us, so that, because listen, me, you, David, we're all alpha males, okay? So we go, fudge it.
Hey, we're all alpha males. Me, you, David, we're all alpha males, right?
We're not going to get a
Let's all agree.
license. We're going to register our cars of personal property in our corporation, and we're going to stand up. Now, of the three of us, one or two of us is probably going to go to jail, get our automobile impounded. That's fine, but we're going to stand up for our rights. You know,
I'm not an alpha male because alpha male denotes that we're animals, right? I have a conscience connected to the Most High and Spirit. I'm an honorable man.
You're not.
Able. I'm able to honor others who honor themselves and the truth, and I'm able to be honored by folks who can see and understand the truth.
So you're able to lead.
Put an X in the chat if you doubt that this man has ever had anybody honor him. Anybody.
I appreciate what you're saying. I don't mean to like pick on you. I'm just saying we have to really.
Oh well, other than Chille, because Chille's been honoring him all night.
What do they ask us? What's your gender, sir? Oh, I'm a male and a female. Really? Those are animal terms. Men and women are masculine and feminine. So when we walk into somewhere and we start denoting and equating our...
What? Did you hear that? He doesn't know the difference between male, female, man, woman, and masculine, feminine. Oh, God. Somebody needed to have the birds and bees chat with this guy really bad growing up. Like, definitely this is what happens when parents don't love their children, all right? Oh, he just equated masculine and feminine to man and woman, like it's a replacement for man and woman. Like, you are not a man or you are not a woman, you are a masculine. You are a feminine. Pfft. Fucking dumbass.
Themselves to animals, that's how we get regulated. And they do it in different areas. This is what the clinical psychologists who come forward out of the corporate Darwinism have done, is introduce language to everybody commonly that denotes that we are human, hue of a man. We are mankind, kind of like man. We're not really honorable men and women.
Oh, man.
This is why I asked David to bring you.
I'm gonna have to take a word salad shit in a minute if he's gonna keep giving it to me.
Because I want to tell me, how do we get there? How do we get there, Paul? In your vision, how do we get there so that we can?
We don't get there. You get there. We don't get there.
One at a time. One person at a time.
Happens one at a time. That's part of the problem, mother.
Oh, we have one at a time. Okay. Let's say one at a time happens 10 times a day. There's 330 million people in the fucking United States. Do the math. That's 33 million days it would take to make your shit pass. Divide that by 365. It's roughly 100 or 10,000 years, I think. Yeah, just doing the math in my head.
Fuckers think this dynamic is a we. There's an individual judgment and collective. The we comes when we are in a camp together. That's when we shows up. From now until then, it's you and I. You and I have to be free, righteous, trustworthy, honorable, respect-able, response-able.
Hey, Love Life, I'm going to be honest with you, Love Life. I was not expecting to watch Chille take orders the whole night and sit back and prove that he's nothing more than a beta cuck bitch. So, yes, this was an unexpected surprise. Yes, I'm very happy tonight.
Look at all the words. This is the only thing mommy or daddy, right? A lot of us didn't have a daddy in the household. If we did, he didn't show us these things. So we don't have them as a society. That's why we've replaced it with culture.
Whether you had a mommy or
a dad. Go to the black community, right?
I have no idea, but I can guarantee you nobody loved you.
Epidemic of fatherless households. And you have a bunch of folks who have been mainlined and force-fed, essentially, at every forefront. Toxic culture. Now they're walking around, don't know who and what they are, don't understand values, principles, morals, and ethics. And that's one of the new waves coming forward. Culture is being destroyed on all levels, on all platforms right now, by all types of people, because there's only one self. There's only one self. The I am that am presence talked about in the scripture. I am that am. I know who and what I am and what I'm connected to and what my conscience was put there for. And I use it and I stand on it, because the alternative is being a fallen being in a fear space rather than faith, doing what's wrong, claiming it's true while ignoring the truth because you're too fearful to stand on it.
So basically,
no, we're not too fearful to stand on it. We just all don't have fucking time to be spending days and weeks in jail instead of working and having real jobs. Like, that's pretty much why nobody does that, right? If it was consequence-free to just run red lights, to just drink and drive, to just commit robbery, if it was consequence-free, everybody'd be fucking doing it. Not everybody. But the people that do it now, when there are consequences, would definitely be doing it more and more.
This comes down to every person watching this to get out there, learn their rights, understand their God-given rights, and then be able to endure the process, endure what you've endured.
God damn, this guy fucking has to relight that fucking cigarette over and over and over.
As a lawful,
he relights the cigarette, then he hits the vape.
As a lawful man. I'm a man who observes cosmic, universal, constitutional common law.
This isn't easy. This isn't an easy road.
You know, I like to smoke weed, guys. I don't care about them smoking weed, but that is fucking. I would be like, yo, dude, can you fucking stop smoking on my stream and have an actual conversation? Like, he's smoking it. He has, for those of you that aren't watching, he has a cigarette in his left hand and a weed vape in his right hand. He keeps having to relight the cigarette, take one hit of it, hold it there, pull the vape up, hit the vape, start speaking, relight the cigarette, hit the vape. It's been that way the entire fucking stream.
Road, but it's about standing firm on your ground and being the man of God that we are, right? That's it. That's
yo. What up, Insidious?
And you may take your hits. You may take hits. I mean, how many times do you get off the hook? Just being honest. Be honest with my audience here. How many times? 9 out of 10 times do you get off the hook? 5 out of 10 times. Like when you get pulled over, you don't have a license plate, and you're probably a target for that. How often are you stopped and you get away with it clean and clear, and you're just able to go on your way? How often does that happen?
See, this is part of the problem, and I'm not picking on you, is you desperately want me to tell you what the percentages are of succeeding and winning.
See, now could you imagine this, guys? Like, if you asked me what the percentage of, let's say I said, look, it's not foolproof, but this is going to happen. You said, how many times does it work for you? If it had worked 95 out of 100 times, I'd have no problem saying 95 out of 100 times. But see, if it only worked 5 out of 100 times, I would do everything in my power to keep from telling you that it only works 5 times out of 100. Like I would say, you know, that's your problem. You keep wanting me to validate my claim. But that's not what I'm here to do. I don't validate my claims. I just make them.
We're way past the point of coming up to show up for battles. We know that we can win and succeed. We have to show up for battles now where we're probably going to lose in the short term. But there's a price and a final cost. The way we got here was men gave everything up to be given everything, right? They gave up their lives, their families, their property. They fought and stood on what they believed to be true over tax on tea, whether you believe that story or not. So we go from giving up everything for tax on tea to you asking me questions, because I get it. Everyone else out there was raised in the same outcome-based.
It wasn't tax on tea. It was taxation without representation. A constitutional scholar down there at the bottom should have chimed in already and told you that what you're saying is absolutely fucking incorrect. But he doesn't know either.
Educational cult. So they want to know, hey, if I do this, what are the chances of me getting to the outcome that I say I want? Let me just tell you now, slim to none. You're better off that way. You're better off thinking you're showing up to a fight. We'll take it back to prison psychology. You come in to want to join a gang. The gang's going to surround you and say, we're going to beat on you, and we don't need you to win. We just need you to stand for yourself. We have to see how valuable you are. If you
Chille's like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I was in a prison gang. I know about prison gangs.
Won't stand for yourself in a fight you can't win, you ain't going to be valuable to us. We can't use you. If the Crips and Bloods can't use you, what makes you think God can use you?
Interesting. The educational cult. The educational cult of outcome. Interesting.
Poor guy never
quote.
went to
David,
school,
are you
right?
ready to do it?
American history F.
Mr. Nino Rodriguez, are you ready to surrender your driver's license?
I need to learn more so that when I do get pulled over, I know what to say. I'm not going to.
You don't need to surrender it. You don't need to surrender it. You just don't have to present it and identify as it.
Yeah, except for it's pretty much a fucking law in all 50 states that you actually have to. But hey, the sovereign citizen said you don't.
I have all those things, sir, but I don't need to present them because I'm not doing corporate activity right now. I'm not engaged in commerce. You know, you should know, like I know, license, registration, insurance, and all that is a commercial capacity. So if you want to ride the line, go ahead.
When you do this and the cop's standing there, what's the level of frustration, and like how long does this play out? Honestly, just to let my audience know, like when you're stating your case to the cop and he's sitting there, what lengths does he go to put you in handcuffs, take you away? What happens? Like we never really went into this.
It's all subjective. It's all subjective. It's different each time. I have the videos on my YouTube. I have videos like Valdez. I have one video.
Do any of them respect you and say, all right, man?
Sure. Valdez, the Valdez video where he let me go. He said he wanted to have coffee and he shook my hand, and you could tell in his voice he respected me. He didn't have to like what I was saying or agree. He said, we don't agree. We don't have to agree. Just respect me and uphold my rights. That's all I'm asking of you. Now, there's 2 other videos on there where they stop, they talk for a few minutes, and they say, get the fuck out of the car, and then they open the door and take me out.
Ha! So just in the past 3 videos that he mentioned, 2 of them led in fucking being removed from the car, probably arrested. And 1 of them, a cop said, hey, I'm gonna let you go this time. But keep in mind, it's this time, you know? Like, I could take you to jail also, but I'm gonna let you go.
You know?
How
and
long
then they take the property.
How long did you go to jail?
I've been in jail for 100 days before, but it wasn't for anything like this. I have a past, right, which was part of what created who I am now, right? I just believe in that philosophy as well, that the darkness is where the light is cultivated, essentially. The crack is where the light enters. So I have a past with going to jail for reasons because
I actually am going to put 1 for believing him. Put one in the chat if you believe this guy's been to jail a few times.
I couldn't govern
Fucking
myself.
sovereigns.
Right?
Every sovereign
Mostly just
citizen's
drug
been to jail a
behavior
few
and-
times. They wouldn't be
and
sovereign
underground
citizens
type
if they
behavior
hadn't.
that I shouldn't have been engaged in anyway for my own self-respect. But, you know, with this moving property thing, a couple days, you know, 2-3 days, because if they get you on a Friday, you're going to have to wait there to see a magistrate, which again is violation of the law.
So he makes sure not to drive on Fridays, guys, just in case.
It's innocent till proven guilty. If you put me in a cage for even 3 seconds, I'm no longer innocent until proven guilty.
He's good driving Sunday through Thursday, but not Friday through fucking Saturday when there ain't no judge.
You've caused a loss, a harm, an arrest, a detainment, whatever you want to call it. So you can't keep me for 3 days, then bring a magistrate to me, then say, okay, you can go now. Well, you're already in violation of the law, right? Because it's innocent until proven guilty. Cop can make any claim.
Chille's not even talking, and look how bad his fucking internet sucks. He can't even thumbs up the guy without fucking freezing. Chille, get some better quit fucking donating money to all the people that you're trying to help get put in jail and start putting a few dollars towards your internet bill. For real.
Till we go to court, it's presumed that we're both equal, right? But that's not how it goes in a lot of these situations. Like he said on the side of the road, this is part of your punishment. So they've adopted the idea that they're going to be judge, jury, and executioner on the side of the road, take people and property without warrants, and we're going to figure it all out later, right? That's called mafia. It's called a gang, right? That's not due process of law, you know? But that's why I say, man, you ask me those questions, I ain't picking on you. I'm bringing a new perspective of how we have to be and what our inner space has to be like and what we have to be okay with in order to move through this, right? It's a forward escape. If we want and need what we say we want, need, if we're going to secure that. If not, then just be okay with not having your rights and freedoms and personal choice. Just be okay with that. And most people, their spirit is not okay with that.
No,
right?
I'm not okay with that.
Well, it's not supposed to be because it's of the creation, right? That's the Holy Spirit.
He says he's not okay with it, but then again, he kind of agreed that there needs to be laws keeping or that hold people who fucking commit crimes like property crimes, like where you're talking in his example where he hits a child. The guy in the top right was saying that, you know, hey, I do agree you should be held accountable for this. How, you know, when does this become an issue? And so now he's like contradicting himself from earlier when he goes, yeah, I don't think you should ever fucking have to tell me I can't do anything except under certain circumstances. I mean, he doesn't even know. That's why I'm saying so much word salad to take in that even it's confusing even the host.
The creation. Go ahead, Chille.
So let me play the devil's advocate here, okay? And you know, remember, I'm on your side here, but let's just play this. So why not just pay the $500 registration fee and the $128 a month insurance and the every 2 years you got to go to the DMV? Why not just curtail to what they want you to do?
Because it's an inconvenience to me and it's a detriment to me, right? It's causing me a loss of my time, my energy, my attention. I have to go congregate around a bunch of slaves.
All right, hold on. He just said he spent 3 days in jail. All right. Now I'm telling you right now, you can pay your insurance online. You can go down to the DMV. It's once every fucking 8 years. So we'll say twice in 10 years. All right. Twice in 10 years. And you have to go get your car registered. You usually can do that through the mail if you do it properly and on time. Probably online now as well. Do you think that you would have used 3 days of your time? Would it have taken you 72 hours to do everything I just told you over a 10-year period? And this guy spent 3 days in jail over one pullover. One time. Guys, he was pulled over one fucking time. And that negated everything. It probably cost him more than it would have cost him to do that for 10 years. It probably cost him more time than it. These people don't know how to fucking, they just don't understand common fucking sense. And it sucks that Chille is the one who's actually making sense here. But of course, he's only making sense because he's playing the devil's advocate. He's actually playing the role of me and you. This isn't how Chille would normally act under a normal situation, though.
I don't like how that makes me feel. I might even have to get like a support animal to bring in there with me, which is my support animal is
7 minutes and 10 years, exactly.
So I sometimes go to the DMV if I'm going to go and I bring a slave on all fours on a leash. That's my support animal, right? Because you like to say, we go down to the DMV, we call ourselves a male and a female. We tell them we're animals and that we can be regulated.
Did my man just say he's gonna take a slave down to the DMV and say it's his fucking support animal? That's fucked up, dude. Don't fucking say shit like that. Just in general in life.
And where do we go for our insurance? We go to State Farm, interestingly enough. So yeah, you know, we get put on the State Farm.
Yes, exactly. Y'all heard it too. Good.
Barn for us. They give us everything we need. We feel safe and secure. But somewhere along the way, I just kind of lose my self-respect. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I'm like one of these theorists, they say, a conspiracy theorist.
You would have to have self-respect to lose self-respect, sir. You have not demonstrated that you have any self-respect tonight.
So for me, right, personally, if you want to use that word, for me as a man, for my conscience, for my spirit, for my morality, I don't ever want to be forced to be somewhere I don't have to be and told I have to do
you
something
as subhuman.
I don't have to do, when all it amounts to is a lack of understanding on everyone else's part. We do this in every area of our life. We do it with quote unquote race, which is colorism. We do it with gender. We do it with sexuality. We do it with everything. I'm not a fan of being told.
Race is not colorism, you dipshit. You really need to look up what a race is.
How I have to think, where I have to be when I don't have to be there, and what I'm going to do when I get there, when I am the one who chooses my own destiny, right? But again, I'm weird like that. Most people seem to like State Farm slavery.
I got you, brother. I got it. I mean, it makes complete sense to me. I'm just trying to figure out. I just have to learn more, so I sound more educated when I get pulled over. And I don't sound like a jackass saying that. You know what I mean?
God, I really. At first, I was gonna say, "Hey, let's not hold the host accountable," but now I really want to see him get pulled over and film it and use everything this guy said, so he can be one of the 95 out of the 100 times that you go to jail.
You're very educated in this. You know the correct terminology to use. And I think that's what most people.
No, Lori, Chille's not muted.
I don't know it like he knows it. I don't know this. I don't have the education that he does on this. You're very well versed in this, and a lot of people may find that intimidating and be like, man. And plus, they don't want to go through the hellacious hours and endure, the processes that you've been through. I mean, dude, it's. Some people just like, yeah, just go on your way.
Well, if the host, man, if you were smart enough, you would have noticed that he just said the same thing over and over for 54 minutes. 54 minutes, he said the exact same thing, probably 20 times.
Just do this, do that, and just get on my way. And just have my day, enjoy my day. I don't want to have to deal with this shit. I mean, you take it to another level, bro. You do, which I admire. I admire it. I give you props.
There's a price and a final.
This guy's life must really suck. If you admired anything that guy said, you need to touch grass.
Cost. If you knew the whole timeline, which you should know by now by what you've seen over the past years, there's a price and a final cost. You don't want to do X, Y, Z, but you need your rights and freedoms and personal choice. There was a song back in the day, you can't.
No, we just enjoy not going to jail 3 days at a time.
Always get what you want, David. Now I'm going to sing to you, right? That's what people like out there. If I made a song, they might be able to take it in a little more. Or they just bob their head and rock their head and forget about the whole mess. If you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. So what is this? Are you a wants person or are you a needs person, right? Because people who are about needs, they sacrifice wants. I need to train so I can win that gold medal. I'm going to sacrifice my time, energy, and attention and put myself in a prison, essentially. I'm not going to eat that cookies and that cake because I got to get to where I need to go, right? Folks who are wants people, they never get where they need to go.
Can you imagine if you needed to go somewhere, how easy it would be to get there if you had a driver's license, registration, and insurance? And it would cost you less than one fucking ticket over 10 years. We've already mathematically decided that in the chat tonight. God.
No, because they want
no
that
common
cake.
sense.
They want that cookie. They want to feel good all the time. Growth and development, higher consciousness and awareness, spirituality is the exact opposite of learning to feel good all the time.
As the Chille's going full alpha right now.
Right? Socrates said, empowerment and happiness is not found in acquiring more. It's learning the ability to enjoy less. You could take everything from me I think I have, and who and what I am will always keep me inspired, will keep me in a space of faith and self-respect. Right? You take everything from the folks around you who live like that, they don't know who and what they are anymore. They have no more purpose. They have no more value because most folks think they are what they have and what they do, not who they are and their value systems. A man is judged by his principles.
See? He said it again. He's saying it again, guys. Look, everybody doesn't know who they are or what they are. He said that probably at least 10 or 15 times tonight. The host hadn't picked it up. The host unfortunately, I believe he may suffer from single-digit IQism.
Let me ask you one last question here, and this is an important one for my audience and myself. Obviously, you don't pay taxes, correct?
Hey, this Paul Enslaved, what state is he from? The delusional state?
I mean, I could get the passport. It's going to cost me a couple $100s. I'm a procrastinator. I know how to do the process, and I could go in every time I buy something and avoid sales tax because I know other people who've done it, and I know that all taxation is voluntary. So I could avoid sales tax. I don't. I pay the sales.
I'd love to see him go into like some random shopping bag. Yeah, I'm a 14th Amendment citizen and I don't pay taxes, so just go ahead and not charge me the sales tax. Thank you. Anybody here work in retail? Tell him how stupid that is, please.
Sales tax at the market when I go to the market.
Well, what I'm
right?
saying at the end of the
But
year,
when it comes
do you file
to
your taxes, or you just say
No.
you don't even file?
At this time, I don't even know because I exist at this time off donations and contributions, right? So I don't.
Also, hey, that's just a really nice way of saying what, guys? What is that a really nice way of saying so that people don't laugh at you? I live off of donations and people giving me money. I live off of that. It's called being jobless. It's called not having viable income, not having to beg somebody else to do something for you. That's why they brought Chille around. They're about to have an off-screen conversation where Chille's about to give this guy tips on how to be a fucking grifter.
I don't even know if I make enough to qualify with their needs, but when I did,
right?
it was the same deal, right?
Unemployed.
I'm not going to file as a
Exactly.
withholding agent. You're not going to put me in personage. Person means mask in Latin. You're not going to give me a title, a status and standing, something in between me and my manhood. So if I was to do that process, they would know what I was and what I'm not, what I intend to do and not do. And if they don't correct that record, they're in dishonor. So I'm going to tell them, you know, I don't intend to pay withholding tax because I'm not a withholding agent. If you have some reason that you would like to give me that will compel me to give what I've earned over to a corporation, right, non-consensually, then please present that information so we can get it on record how you think you're going to force me to give you something.
You said something about donations and all that. Well, that's why they're coming after people's PayPal and Venmo now.
Well, look at my YouTube, man. They just banned my YouTube for every time I start making content. I was coming on every single day. Every time I start getting on a movement, I go up 1,000 subscribers. They take 20, 30 subscribers a day. They block my content. They ban me for a week, right? And then they keep claiming misinformation.
It happens to everybody, dipshit. People unsubscribe from my channel all the time. I'm fucking bitch. Hey, you know, sometimes when I post a video, a lot of times it will remind an older subscriber of mine how much they fucking hate the new content I'm doing right now, and they unsubscribe. Unfortunately for you, they just don't like you. You're saying the same. If I watched you, after 10 minutes of this video, I already knew everything you were going to say. The moment you said it again, I would have given you a fucking pass. The third time, I'm unsubscribing. I don't need to hear it 3 times. If you're going to say it 3 times in a row, then if I stick around long enough, it'll get to 10.
And then I ask them in the emails, tell me what I'm specifically saying so I can avoid it in the future. They say we can't do that. So your policy is
delete laws with a Z. They be deleting my channels faster than I can create
understand
them.
It so that you can use it as a means of interfering
Did they
with
delete
free
your
speech
channel?
and the communication of valuable thoughts. This is a World Wide Web. That's the corruption, right? The original World Wide Web is universal. They've created a World Wide Web, an internet, and a lot of folks are caught up by that net. Because again, the ones who...
God, these guys, man, I wonder if that's like a talent. I wonder if I could do that. If I could just start talking about something and use a word that has an embedded word or a word or a sound that sounds like it could possibly be embedded in the word, and I just extrapolate that to the next sentence and continue on. I wonder how long I could go. I might have to do that challenge with you guys one day.
are running the net are us, whether we know it or not, but because we don't know who and what
The
we are,
World Wide
we're
Web, caught up in the, it's in the net, caught up in the net, it's the web.
Reality of life. You could take it into a computer, you could take it into the computer we call the universe. Everything starts with the mind, right? As the mind goes, the man follows. Enslavement, the end of the word means meant. So to get a slave, you got to get him in the ment, the mind first, right? That's why they're going to put you in the metaverse now and connect stuff to your beingness and completely indoctrinate you into an alternate reality, right? And what's that reality running off of? Code, policy and code. Check the box that you agree that we're going to...
Lead paint and crayons. That's what your reality is run on. Lead paint and crayons. Daily doses. 4 meals a day, particularly the green crayons, because those are your favorite. God. We are talking about massive levels of stupidity. This guy shames Chille. Chille is sitting there ashamed to not be this stupid. He is literally questioning life right now, thinking to himself, what am I doing wrong that I'm not as dumb as this guy?
Take your rights in the metaverse. Okay, I agree. I submit, right? Every forum says submit on the bottom.
Yeah, exactly, Salty.
Right?
Meth. Not even once.
Like they'll say, what did you submit to the court? I don't submit anything because I'm not in submission. I file, I record, right? But they want everybody in submission. They want everybody in policy, checking that box. They want everybody regulated by code. It's called a matrix, right? Is one way you could look at it.
Paul, go ahead, Chille.
My phone, it says my phone is overheating. I might have to jump back on my other.
It can only take so much bullshit before the fucking mass starts fucking weighing down on it and it starts burning your electronic components. Chille, do you have anything you'd like to say, my friend?
I'm on YouTube, man, for the time being, even though I'm blocked for the next week. But I'm gonna hop back on my other phone if I cut out here any second. But
no, we're finishing up here. But people can find you on YouTube. What's your other social media? I guess he. What about
so
you?
David, is he there? David,
No,
let me ask you. Let me ask you something, David. I think that we understand what he's saying as far as being a free human being, and this land called America only recognizes our God-given rights. Okay,
Right.
that they named this country America, but it's just land. And so they said that we have these. The government said we're going to create a government, but we just recognize you human beings as beings of God, and we recognize your rights, and we're going to help protect your rights. And so far, it's been an abysmal failure.
There's something called separation of church and state. What you're referring to is common law. It's also protected by the 9th and 10th Amendments of the Constitution. So you could twist it all you want, but we already know all this. This is common knowledge.
It's been an abysmal failure. So how do we get there, David? And that's what I was trying to get out of Paul.
Like he said, it's going to take one person. We're all
going to take
of our own self.
30,000 years, one person at a time.
But each individual has to do this themselves and stand their ground and learn their rights and do it that way. That's the only way to do it, one person at a time. Because we are now by submission, under America Inc. It's America Inc. It's a corporation. This is so far from the Constitution because we don't reckon nobody by submitting. We are not part of the Constitution because we don't submit to it. We submit to the corporation. There's a huge difference here, and that's what I got out of this.
No, the 10th Amendment gives the states the rights to govern you. You submit to that government, that governance. You're submitting to the governance. You don't like it, you move away. It's no big deal. Go somewhere else. You don't like where you're at, you're free to leave. That's the beauty about this country. They don't keep you here. They say, go ahead, leave, go somewhere else. In fact, you two on screen could leave at any time you want and go through the naturalization process in another country. People do it in America all the time. People that aren't privileged like you two, that are leaving true oppression, come to this country. Make room for them. You two, get the fuck out. Make room for them. Because you two are doing nothing for this country but fucking it up.
Yeah. I just, here's the thing. I travel the country exposing that every single state is tyranny. You saw the Arizona audit, just tyranny everywhere. I'm just exposing it. But I get around the entire country in my van. So, well, it just got stolen. But I get another van.
Put a 1 in the chat if you love the fact that his van got borrowed by the repossession company. Oh, they borrowed his van. Poor guy.
Still continue to travel the country. So I stand up for me being a free human.
I do. I am going to say there is a personal satisfaction and gratification that does occur when he brings up the fact that his van was borrowed by the repossession company. I'm sorry. I really do tickle in the insides when he says that.
and I say I'm traveling down the road, and your land
baby
called America that you say you're representing is supposed to uphold my right to travel across this land without molesting me, and they impound my van, what am I going to do then?
Yeah.
You know, because I hate driver's licenses. I think it's a scam.
Wait, did he just give up some information on the whereabouts of his van? Hey, nobody prompted him to say that a van was impounded. He just said that on his own, guys. Hey, I'm just being observant right now, okay?
So how do I, you know, David.
Yeah, Dark Light, I caught it. I didn't catch it before you said that.
Dieted and fought and been in wars with people. It's like, you know, it's not that I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I can sit in the dungeon.
All right, guys. Now, okay, we got to do an actual poll. No more of that one in the chat shit. We got to, I need to know, what do you think happened? Did it get impounded? There you go. There, you can answer right now. Ask my community. You can answer yes or no right there. Did he just give it away? Did he just tell you what really happened without telling you what really happened? Vote.
I can fight the dungeon, rats off or the dungeon masters off.
To me,
it's not that. It's how long am I going to be hemmed up in New Mexico? How long am I going to be hemmed up in Maine? How long am I going to be in Texas when they're going to have my van? And then I don't know if I have, this man has gigantic cojones, you know? I don't know if I have 20 days.
He's like, I've been staring at him all night. He has giant cojones. Oh, man. And now he's about to do the fucking, where he grips the glasses with the middle of his finger and lets the tip of his finger hang over. He does that all. Look at that. He is so stupid. Look at the face. It's like he knows he's stupid. He knows he's dumb. And I think this guy right here is starting to know it too. But let's watch him grab his glasses all weird.
To sit around and wait when I have an agenda to accomplish.
You didn't grab him. Grab him,
Even though I
Chille.
agree with every single word the man is saying.
I do too.
How do I?
But my time is valuable.
Right. That's what I'm saying. David, you and I, to do our interview 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we had to schedule that weeks in advance.
95% of the people in the chat think that it was impounded. And 95% of the people wouldn't fucking lie. So, yeah, got impounded.
To go talk to that group of police that I want to change handcuffs and then get over to Sunrise, Florida.
You would have to make this another, you would have to make this a mission in your life. You'd have to, this is a lifestyle he has. Like, you're going to have to just continuously take hits. That's it. And people have to be willing to do that. You'd have to take hits constantly. And because not a police officer doesn't even understand this. They don't understand. They're agents working for an agency, a corporation. They don't understand constitutional law.
So what they're going to do is they're going to take you to jail, and you're going to go fight it in court, and you're going to lose.
They got to the second, the fifth, the fourth.
And this is why I brought this up. I have to be careful of even putting this on YouTube because I'm wondering. Oh man.
Well, listen, it was just my buddy Brian over at High Impact Flicks. Here's the deal, Grease Monkey, his channels. He just aired this hour and 15-minute video with Paul Enslaved, and it was excellent, and it did excellent. And so I saw it, and then I watched a couple of his videos. And dude, in every city, town I go to across America, there's people in jail because their license was suspended for child support or not paying a ticket. Then their car gets impounded, and then they're in this pyramid scheme that they just simply can't keep up with.
You missed it though. You missed it because you could have used that opportunity to say, everybody, instead of getting involved in this never-ending pyramid scheme, have license, registration, and insurance, and all your problems will be solved. That should have been the end of it. He should have said, this guy's a good example of why you should go out and get your car registered, have a valid license, and make sure it's properly insured.
Can't pay the impound and their ticket and bail out. And now they're literally, they went from not being able to pay their child support to now they're a criminal, a full-on criminal. They didn't pay a ticket. Now they're a criminal. They literally have a criminal record, and they're spending time in jail. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get through this horrific labyrinth of just hooks and levers and ways to
Hey, did he say labyrinth? Labyrinth? Labyrinth.
You and put you in a dungeon. So I'm just trying. That's why I wanted to get you with your gigantic audience. Maybe other people in your audience can see this and go, "This is a scam."
A pyramid is nothing more than a glorified trifold, right?
My registration for my van was $460. Like I already bought the van.
Paul just joined us again. Can you see him, Chille?
I can't yet.
Hey, can you hear me, Dave?
Yeah, I got you. Well, yeah, we were just doing a recap on this. Is there any last words any final words you want to say, Paul?
Before they take me to the gallows?
Yeah.
Any last words? So, hey, like I was saying before, make sure you add me on.
Now, why would they go making some nice, good-smelling gallow all stinky by taking you up there? Come on now. Nobody cares.
I got Telegram, Instagram, Facebook. Add me on all the different platforms if you want to hear more of this stuff and keep up with me, because YouTube is on
Oh,
shaky
no, he's
ground,
back, right?
It's not
Yeah.
lately. It's been for a while. I'm going back and forth with them. So just to kind of, be in preparation for moving over to possibly another platform if they, make.
So, Paul, do you think I shouldn't even put this on YouTube? Should I put this on Rumble, or should I put this on my ninoscorner.tv and Rumble, or is this too shaky to even discuss? Did they bomb you for stuff like this?
No. They're beef with me, so to speak, right?
Be careful with the words you use. Also, be careful.
Yeah, I got to be real careful. Be safe. We got to be safe. So
They got beef with David too, and they got beef with me. Anybody who's an outspoken leader of any kind is has
Also known as a dipshit that spreads misinformation on YouTube. Kind of left that part out, Chille. That's why we go against you.
the technocracy has beef with us.
Yeah.
Every
You're
single
probably being unsafe, right? There's somewhere in your life you're being unsafe and you're not aware of it. So people have to be kept safe from us, is what it is. But
Yeah.
their main thing with me is medical misinformation, apparently.
Yeah, be careful of saying anything else on there. That's fucking bullshit. Yeah, it is. Because I want this to go.
David,
I
how
want
much
this
did you
to
have
go
to deal
on.
with?
Dude, I'm trying not to take another hit on there. So, but guys, I think this is good. I'm going to put this on ninoscorner.tv first, and then I'm going to put it up on YouTube.
Only got a
So
couple minutes
I
left.
appreciate Paul.
We'll
is
let
it
him
Paul
finish.
Unslaved on all your platforms.
Correct. UNSLAVED. And yeah, try to get me on everything if you want to keep up with stuff. So we
Paul Unslaved, more like Paul Unfreedom. Gonna be locked up for not fucking driving around with a fucking license.
can. And then too, man, Dave, I'm looking for people to create, right? So if we move over, right, we do like a private situation. There's no lack of content in many different areas, right? So maybe we do something, we move over to a Patreon setup and then limit it on YouTube where we put clips forth, because again, we didn't create this. We have to work within what we've all created over time. So we did create this because we gave the reins over to them. So we can still use these platforms to put the truth out, but we're going to have to start creating and preparing and moving over, to different avenues and channels so that we don't have to deal with, the nonsense, right? We can just
Right.
speak freely. And if you think it's crazy, it's crazy. If you see
No,
value,
that's
in
what I
it,
did.
it's
That's
free.
what this is. ninoscorner.tv. That's where I put all my fringe content, what they label as fringe. Chille, where can people find you? Delete Laws?
Yeah, Delete Laws, Chille DeCastro 2022 on Instagram. I just opened an Odyssey account, and I'm gonna actually expand and start doing more Twitter. I have a Twitter account, Delete Laws, as well, with a Z. So I'm just, I just want to get, I want to get Paul's idea, Paul's understanding of the facts.
I still
wanna
love
get
the
that
fact
to
that he
where it's a-
has to say it's with a Z every time. Anytime you have to do that, you've lost people. When they look you up and they see LAWS and they're like, oh, I can't find you. Oh, no, you have to spell it with a Z.
Bigger known commodity that we are free, and you don't have to answer to some guy working for a corporation because you're not working in commerce. So that's what I would like to get to, because I think that as long as we continue to expand the police state, prison state, it's they're gonna, and for your folks on the right, I know your more folks are a little bit more on the right. When they run out of bodies on the left, you're next.
Oh, yeah.
You're next.
It's
As soon as they run out of bodies to
jeopardy
put in the
here.
dungeon, you gotta feed the beast. So
Hey,
All
Chille,
right,
like I
guys.
always say, it doesn't even matter left or right because it's all under the same ideology. That policy code and demosocracy outranks the foundational law of the land.
The demosocracy, guys, which he said earlier was the masses government, which, yeah, he's kind of right. Democracy. Except for we vote people in and they make the decisions for us, but it is our vote that gets them in.
It's law and rights, right? So it's the main philosophy.
Well,
that keeps
sometimes
every-
sometimes these folks on the right really tend to believe that cops are their saviors. And I have to remind that if you don't take your mandatory global...
I don't consider myself
whatever.
on the right, but I don't see nothing wrong with cops. I mean, there's some bad cops out there, sure. But, I mean, that's kind of fucking in every industry. But I don't consider myself on the right or the left.
Then
Yeah.
you might end up.
I think that's more
Yeah,
of
you
a
might end up
fucking
having to
common
deal
sense
with-
thing and a pro-social behavioral
Right, gotta
thing.
be careful.
Sorry, David.
When you're being pro-social and everybody around you is being pro-social to the point that you're able to enjoy your life, we enjoy the fact that there are police officers there who will stop people from being antisocial, who might fuck up things for us.
Come on, we did so well the whole
fall in
fucking
line.
interview, and you're gonna fuck it up now?
If you don't stay really, really safe out there, really safe, we're gonna keep you safe. Just know that. We're coming.
All right, guys, that's it. That's it. I'm out.
All right, Dave.
Let's all keep in touch, man.
All right.
Okay.
Let's not say we all did, okay? All right, guys. That was the show. All right, we're going to call it a night there. I'm going to read these super chats out. I do want to say before I start reading the super chats for everybody that's still here, this was a last minute thing. I wasn't intending on going live tonight. I got a lot of shit I got to do right now, which unfortunately, it's putting me behind a little bit, and I've got to get caught up. I've got a couple of big videos coming out. I have a new Karen video coming out on Friday, and I just realized I have not turned on my lights this whole time. Y'all are going to be laughing at me on my hair. Let me do my hair right. All right, good deal. Boom! All right, yeah. So, I have a lot of shit to do over the next couple of days to get caught up. And I'm going to be getting caught up. You're going to have a lot of material coming out this week. 3 videos. I already have all 3 of them planned. A new Lanka video coming out on Monday. Oh, Lanka. Lanka's doing some stupid shit, guys. Another sovereign citizen. Another state national. She's putting out a lot of... Hey, who here remembers Doug? Who here remembers Doug and Lanka? The San Andreas Santa Claus. Who remembers the San Andreas? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember the San Andreas Santa Claus from Lanka's last video that I covered. Oh, man, you would not believe he has proclaimed himself as governor of California. If you live in California and you're watching this show right now, you have a new governor and you don't even realize it. Governor Doug. Yes, with the cockroach. Yes, that one with the cockroach, right. Oh, yeah, and Lanka is your new sheriff as well. She proclaimed herself sheriff of Mariposa County. So if you live in Mariposa County, you're gonna you have to live underneath the rule of Lanka. So yes, the uneven beard. Oh, it's even better. Well, I'm sure Lanka did it. It looks like Doug did it in a mirror, but they did. What are those when you is it called French braid, where you go over like this? You take 3 of them and you go over. It looks like he did that with his beard. So it's like puffy here and then it comes straight out. And I have a joke for it. I'm not telling you what the joke is, but I have a good joke for it. It's actually, God damn it, I'm not on screen. Why didn't anybody tell me? Me, thank you, Megan. God damn. All right, well, I'm on screen now. I apologize. We did tell you. We were. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, man. Exactly. Hideous. We tried. It's about time. Put a F in the chat for Team Skeptic failing. You know I fail on my outros now I'm going to hit a good outro because I failed pre-outro. Team no reach chat. I do, but here's the thing. I don't look here like most of the time. If y'all would have been seeing me, I look here. I look at the camera. So I just essentially talked to my camera that whole time. So, all right, F, right, F. Okay. Small drink for F in the chats. Some good whiskey. All right, so let's get back to reading the super chats. I love you guys. We got a lot of material coming out, and we'll be doing a Lanka stream coming up because that Lanka shit was funny. Joshua Lee, $5, and to the surprise of no one, Chille never got that name and badge number. I read that, but that's funny. Let's see. We got all the way down. to Passima. Oh yeah, the LG, $20. Chille is riding tonight, looking for confrontations on traffic stops in Boston. I think he'll be live again and will be arrested. Well, apparently I don't read the chat, so even if you did tell me that he was live, I wouldn't have noticed. God, I did. You know what? I'm so glad I went live tonight. I was going to make it just a laid back, sit at home, call it easy. And Chille had to go out and do something stupid. Had to go live and hang out with my friends. We have 143 likes to get to 1,000. Can we do it? Is the trifold trolls out there? Are we going to unite? TTU and then hit the like button. Not your friend. Are my friend. Hey, Team Skeptic. It's Father's Day in New Zealand. Will you be my daddy? Abso-fucking-lutely. In fact, shout out to all my New Zealand fathers, including my favorite New Zealand father out there, Bella Charge. I love that guy. He's amazing, and he's a good friend. He's been there for me when I've absolutely needed him. So, shout out to Bella Charge and Darklight. They're both from fucking New Zealand, but Darklight doesn't have no kids because nobody loves him but me. Base here and Bella. $4.99 TTU and the, well, he has one other person that loves him, but it's an imaginary person. TTU from the guitar. I've no idea what the guitar means, but hey, from guitar. Taco and Yoshi Gaming. Love you, big bro. $2 with no hat. Skeptic ages 20 years older. Is that really what just happened? Do I look older without a hat than I do with a hat? Do I look like Chille's age without a hat? And my age? Wait, he's old though. He's older than me. Ouch, right? Grandpa Skeptic. Ow. God damn. Oh yeah. Darklight would be a good dad. I love Darklight. But that's not what I was going to be talking about, Darklight. But I do still love you. Even if no one else does. Joshua Lee. $5. In my opinion, 5 minutes of actual research will make anyone know more than these two dunce caps. That's why, like, I love covering this stuff because they always mention exact things. Like Chille says, "Oh, this case, that case." Well, then I can go look that up. Joshua Lee, $2. Chille giving us the boob angle. Nobody wants to see your tits, Chille. MMO Mox for $5. 2 sins in case one is sick or absent. 2 sins. I have no idea what you mean. Geriatric Skeptic. What? Barry P. I ain't that old, I don't think. Oh. All right, sorry. I was reading Darklight's fucking harassment in the on Discord, and I missed somebody else's message on Discord, but I'll read it in a second. Let's see. Mr. QTube, first name $5. I watched the Flat Earth debate replay today, so someone else have my share of the word salad he's dishing out. No, you have to take it. If you're going to be here, you have to take it. Hank's Corner, $2. I would have never voted for a treasurer. TTU. Trifold Trolls Unite, baby. He hates that. Oh, you guys are putting TTU in his chat. I find that fucking hilarious, by the way. Casey Cooper, member too much. That's almost a bannable offense on his on his live stream right now. Casey Cooper, member 2 months, drinking Jameson tonight. Good whiskey. Casey, because I don't have no Jameson, but I do have some Japanese whiskey, some Centauri. I'm gonna take a sip with you. All right, Casey, good whiskey. Shout out to Jameson. Blue Bear sent me a message. Says, I think you missed my super chat. I don't think I've gotten to it yet, but I meant to give you a huge shout out. That Blue Bear, and tag yourself in the chat, Blue Bear, because yeah, I'll get to that in a second. I see it now. But he's also a content creator on here and a police officer, and I believe he's a police officer from Ironton. He puts out good content. I actually checked it out. You should go watch him. If you like what you see, subscribe. Give him a shot. But hey, Blue Bear, I definitely hadn't reached it yet. I hadn't missed it, though. Let me get caught back up to where I was at. All right, Jennifer Franklin, 199. I love that they're making him look like an idiot. Yeah, they are. Pat's Cats, 499. How does one listen to this drivel without a drink? Pat's Cats. When people ask me why I drink on stream, I just answer Chille. There he is, right there, laying down the law with Blue. Laying down the law with Blue Bear. There you go. Go check his channel out. Good channel. But yeah, I hadn't missed your super chat. Just hadn't gotten to it yet, brother. Jennifer Franklin, 499. I'm drinking at home alone. My husband is at the bar. Your husband's missing out because you got to see a show. And he's going to have to watch it later. Hint, hint. Rebecca Lynn, $10. And I love the fact, Jennifer, that you're at home watching Skeptic. Let him go out and drink with his buddies. You got your favorite content creator on YouTube going live. Rebecca Lynn, $10. I wonder if a polytheist, atheist, or agnostic could be a soft sit. How would God's law be explained to them? Well, as an agnostic, it wouldn't. There's no... I don't know. I don't even know how to equate that to them. I guess the universe came together and made me think that I have all these rights, therefore you can't deny me that. Miranda Mavak, $5. Daddy Skeptic, we can barely see you. Lurking in the dark. Oh, let me get back in the dark for you. Miranda Mavak, love your channel and loving this live. Me too. For a bottle of H2O for Deborah. That comes from Mr. Q2, first name Fuff, for $2. $2 buys Deborah exactly one bottle of water in jail. Just so you know, Deborah. And good whiskey. However, the water at the shitty sink is free. Miranda Mavak for $2. Chille forever is fucked up Wi-Fi. I saw that. You were the one that left that super chat. It made me laugh, and then I said it later. His connection's fucked up even when he's just sitting still and not talking. Then all of a sudden he starts to move and it's like he's got that missing a chromosome look on his face. King Ed V, $5. Does anyone know the first, second, fourth, etc. amendments are superseded by the 10th Amendment because the wording of the 10th Amendment cites the Constitution, not amendments? You're right, it does. It says anything not expressly covered by this Constitution shall be deemed as be given to the rights to govern, or the rights to the states to govern themselves, which is also, I believe, the 9th Amendment. But the 9th Amendment applies to individual citizens instead of the states. Gia, $50. Cholito looks like Mr. Magoo, the short bus rider. Oh yeah. Tau Oopsalon for life, says Nick Volt, member 3 months. That's Trifold Trolls Unite, baby. TTU. Mark O'Connor, new member. Telling you, 500, guys. We crossed 500 members. Tesla Bitten Radio. Thank you, Mark O'Connor. 666 for the Keep Chille and Nathan Thompson Away from Each Other Fund. How about for the Keep Chille and Nathan Thompson Away from Children Fund? I agree with that. Mary Animal, $5. Good evening, Team Skeptic. Love your channel. Mary, I love you too. Laying down the law with Blue Bear. My man, your super chat has arrived. $5. Team Skeptic, keep up the great work. How about this, laying down the law with Blue Bear? I promise to keep up the good work if you promise to put out future good work. Because I did watch a couple of your videos. I do like your content. And I believe that anytime a police officer comes on and does their style of content, they're going to be giving a perspective that not everybody has. Very interesting perspective, might I add. Legicator's a good example. Legicator's found some popularity here on YouTube, not just because he's going to beat the shit out of Chille one day, but also because he's a police officer, and people still want to see that perspective from the police officer. So keep doing content. I like what I saw, and I'm sure my chat Anybody that watches me, if they went over and gave you a shot, they would, you know, they could make that decision for themselves, and I'm sure it would look good. So y'all go check them out. MMO Mox, new member. Thank you. Appreciate it. Chris Kelling, $20. The Dunn and Kruger is strong with this one. How about with these three, Mr. Kelling? How about the Dunn and Kruger are strong with these three? Because Dunning-Kruger does live. These people live at the top of Mount Stupidity, right? Anybody knows? Look, if you don't know Dunning-Kruger, look up Dunning-Kruger. Chille is at the top of Mount Stupidity, all right? Chille really needs to find himself down here in the Valley of Despair, okay? This is where Chille needs to find himself. And if you don't know what it means, this is, along the bottom is actual knowledge, okay, on that graph. Along the bottom, it starts here, actual knowledge. Or at the bottom going this way is perceived knowledge. So what happens, for those that don't know, is you get just this tiny bit of knowledge. Chille, for instance, he doesn't understand words, but he read the Federalist Papers, right? He got this amount of knowledge and decided that he had this amount of knowledge. The perceived knowledge was much higher than the actual knowledge. And that's where he resides. That is called the top of Mount Stupidity. Chille, you live there. Miranda, oh, and Chris, this sip is for you, my friend. Some good whiskey, Chris. Miranda Mavak, $20. $2. I'm already reading it wrong. Let me go back up. It jumped on me. Right there. Chille. Luna, where you at? Come here. Come here, look. Chat. It's Luna. Luna, where's my super chat? Give me my super chat. Luna. Okay, get down. Go. All right. I love that little puppy. I'm going to miss that puppy while I'm in. And I'm going to miss two things. I'm going to miss my puppy. I'm going to miss my kitty. And I'm so not prepared to miss my kitty cat. Like, that's not my puppy, of course. That's my roommate, my brother's puppy. But, hi. Come on. You want to read? I'll read some super chats. You can hang out with me. All right, let's see. We have, do you need to go potty? Okay. Let me go run her outside real quick, and I'll be right back, okay? She means more. Oh, you have her? Okay, thank you. All right. Already taken care of. All right, good deal. Miranda Mavak, $2. Chille got that early 2000s AOL dial-up internet, right? I wouldn't even classify the internet as that good. Give me 1 second. All right, cool. All right, let's see. We also have I3, which is B. BLUE Blue 713 with love from Houston. Love my Texans. Frank Perry, $5. Sav Sits. Chilito thinks they are so smart because the last 2 years people were not being arrested unless it was a violent crime. Oh, that's a really, 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 really good point, Frank. When he was talking about being released on a $1 bond, it makes sense. Yeah, we've been in a pandemic for the past 2 years. They've been releasing everybody. It's nothing unique to the sovereign citizens. Good point, Frank. Good point. King Ed V, the 5th, $5. I guess when I worked for AAA and used my bar lights when I changed someone's tire on, you committed a federal crime. That's what you're admitting to it right now on the highway. Since it wasn't an emergency, that was illegal. Yes, you committed a felony crime. Felony trespass. What does Mike say? Felony trespass treason. Capital felony treason. Whatever. Shout out to Law Talk with Mike. God gave you responsibilities, says Sindelution for $10. Truly, I tell you, whatever you do to the least of my brethren, you did unto me. Man gave you rights. Absolutely. Good point, Sindelution. Eve B 490. I really, really do like that. And I'm not a big believer in God. So I like when people who do believe in God can provide those points to debunk their position. Because I think it's more intellectually honest when you guys are contradicting the positions rather than me, who really, like, I don't understand the argument. You know what I mean? I just don't understand the argument. So thank you, Cindelishan. And thank you for all the other people in there that argue the religious points for me. Eve B 499. I was going to give this to Chille, but per his lawsuit he makes $7,000 per month, so he's good. I don't make that much. I don't make that much. Yeah, I don't make that much. Contrary to what Chille said, that Kate made $1,200 a stream. I went and looked at Kate's numbers. It's not $1,200 a stream. All right, Chille just lies. I would doubt he makes $7,000 a month. That I doubt, even if it was in a court document. So last summer 7, member 2 months. Thank you very, very much. But there was no message. So how did you not? It didn't give you a message. Commander Darklight 5 gifted Team Skeptic memberships. I love you, brother. Like I said, even when no one else does, I do. Just remember that. Lord of Luminous Poo, $2. Soft sit till they get robbed. TTU, hit that like, people. Oh, man. We have 68 people left. 68 likes left to make it to 1,000 likes. I think we need to do what Illuminous Poo says. Lord Illuminous Poo. Keep that in mind. Justin B, member 2 months. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the great free use content you put out. We don't stop trolling Chillito. Hashtag TTU. Guys, every chat I go in, when I see that TTU, it makes me feel so good. It really does, guys. It really does. Like, I respond every chance I get. I just put TTU back, right? Because that's our thing, right? That's our thing. The Team Skeptic, I mean, of course, Kate's part of it too, but I think we started TTU, Trifold Trolls Unite, right here on this chat, in my chat. So that's our thing. And TTU, we worship our Queen Kate. All right. But it's so awesome to see that in other chats. Especially when they're like Irish Demon. Who was in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you were there with Irish Demon. Yes, 960. We need 40 more. 40 more. Let's go. Who was there if you were in the chat when I put TTU in the chat and I hit enter, and then everybody was like, TTU, TTU. And then Irish Demon goes, hey, what's going on, guys? In that weird Irish tone. Hey, listen, you listening? What? I gotta talk in my leprechaun voice for Irish Demon. He's like, hey, tell me where the pot of gold is. Why is everybody typing the TTU? And then we were like, yeah, bitch, it's Trifold Trolls Unite, baby. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. Any chat we go to, I could put TTU. Somebody's going to respond. TTU. Yeah, right. I loved Irish Demon's reaction to TTU. I even get, I think Mary Animal put a 1 in, or Mary Animal, you were here, right? She even asked me, we were in another chat and I put TTU, and then everybody put TTU, and she goes, what does TTU mean? Every time someone says that, we all type in Trifold Trolls Unite. Oh, I love it. Maybe we'll do okay. I don't want to say I'd do this because, yes, I have had a few drinks, but maybe we can set a really unattainable record to reach, and I'll get like TTU tattooed like right here on the inside of my palm, somewhere where that'll go away after Chille goes away. 968, we're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. I have to like my own video, so all we got to do is get to 999 and I'll go like my own shit. Oh yeah, Chillito says that Kate can have credit for TTU. We did it in her honor, so she gets the credit. All right, keep going. And yes, Justin B, you're welcome for all the free use content I give to everybody, because it is what it is. And I love the fact that you guys do support me, like you did. Remember 2 months. I appreciate that. But it's not necessary. I just want you guys to enjoy. You're investing time, okay? You're investing time, and it keeps you around. If I can keep you laughing, you'll come back for the next one. Epiphanies, $5 Canadian. Oh, monsieur. Turn up the lights. so we can see that beautiful tooth gap. Nah, hit the wrong button. You want to see the tooth gap? Oh, now you can only see the fire behind me. All right. Mad respect, Team Skeptic. Mad respect back. All right. Epiphanies, $5 Canadian. Oh, I already read that one. We can't see your sexy tooth gap. You know it's sexy. Mr. QTube, first name Fuck YouTube, $5. Wait, all that he said about DUI, wasn't Deborah arrested for DUI? Yeah. He is a walking contradiction. This is true. And good point. Way to catch that. Lord of Luminous Poo. $5. See, that's what I like about you guys. I don't ever want to harbor a closed-minded chat or closed-minded group of people that support. What I would rather harbor is a bunch of free thinkers that think critically, that catch the things that I don't catch. Like him pointing out why it's important to enforce the law on fucking people who commit DUI, but at the same time saying that DUI is a victimless crime and that Deborah Rogers deserves to have water in prison, in a dungeon, deserves to have feces-free water because she was just arrested for DUI. Yeah. Walking contradiction. Lord of Luminous Poo, $5 at the top of my neighborhood. There's a sign that says, slow children playing. And I thought, well, at least they can't read it. That's fucked up. All right, Joshua Lee, $5. I have yet to hear this soft-heart accept moral responsibility for anything. No, they don't. They don't. There's no such thing. There's only personal responsibility. You only take responsibility or encourage other people to take responsibility when you deem that it is appropriate for them to do so. At all other times, it's just whenever you want to. Even God's Law talks about owning up to your mistakes. I'm not perfect, guys, okay? Let's get this straight. I'm not perfect. All I can tell you is that if every time I've made a mistake in my life, whether it be with a girlfriend or a friend or anything else, the first thing I do is take responsibility for my fucked up actions. In fact, those of you that saw my Whiskey Wednesday meltdown when I said all the fucked up things I said back in the day, what was the first thing I did on my next live stream? I owned up to my actions and said, I won't be doing that again moving forward. It wasn't right for me to do that. And not just should the person that felt the wrath of my anger that night, not only should he not have had to deal with that person in public or, in publicly, the viewers shouldn't have had to deal with it. And I made that change, and I haven't gone back to being that type of dickhead because I'm going to be a better person. And that's all I can do is say I'm sorry for it, change my fucking behavior and way of thought, and then own it. They don't. They think that they should have no moral responsibility, no social responsibility, no legal or lawful responsibility. Only when it affects them. Casey Cooper gifted 1 membership. Casey, get the Jameson ready, buddy. Good whiskey. The horns, baby. The horns. Judy LaPointe, $5. What fun this was. I wasn't expecting to have this much fun tonight, Judy, but I did. Thank you very much to everybody in the chat and all the people that have left too. 998. If 2 of you don't fucking click right now, I will ensure that I have a goddamn aneurysm on camera. 1001. I will live to another live stream. Thank you for the 3 people that click like. AZ Jeep Girl, my love. $5. If Chille knew the Constitution, he would have the ability to argue back. He's clueless and can't argue. TTU. AZ Jeep Girl, you're one of the people that I always see doing the TTU everywhere. I love you. You're amazing. And you're right. if a lawyer was there, someone who truly knew law, they would have just been like, no, you're wrong about this. This case, this law. But Chille was sitting there going, ooh, this goes with my way of thinking. Hold on. Repeat that again, sir. No license necessary. Okay. And where in the oh, it just says in, okay. Says in, next thing you know, we're going to be hearing Chille saying, oh, you don't have to have a license. I did all my research and it says in the Constitution that you don't have to have a license. That's what his next argument's going to be. Watch. He was taking notes. Love Life, $4.99. When these guys call everyone slaves, they're talking about humans that cooperate for a civil society. Then I guess I'm a slave. Because guess what? I cooperate and I'm a very pro-social being. I act in the benefit of society when I go out. I don't just, I express my freedom of speech. I'm a bit fucking rude and mean, but I'm also pro-social where it matters. It would behoove them to change their behaviors for the benefit of their pocketbook. Joshua Lee, $2. And I thought alcohol killed brain cells. I surely hope that that's a myth. All right. We'll kill a few brain cells right now. Josh. Some good whiskey. Andrew has it. 2 Aussie dollars. It will never make sense. But here's some dollars. Andrew, thank you. MMO Mox, $5. Chille might have been honoring him last night. There's a joke to be made there, MMO Mox, but I'm not going to make it because it's probably inappropriate, even for the adults in the room. Joshua Lee, $2. Gonna need so many cat videos after this. Josh, there's a lot of them out there. Trust me, I put on some videos for my cat earlier so that she could watch it while I was running errands. There's a lot of cat videos out there. Kathy Viking Queen White, $2. You are the plug. I am the outlet. I'll be your plug. You could be my outlet, Kathy. Rob 9995, 2 Canadian dollars. Enjoyed all that word salad. Made it into crap waffles. Right? MMO Mox for $5. Chille was in a dungeon gang. He did say he joined a prison gang to stay alive. 10 Kai, $5. My autoplay brought me here while I was asleep. You woke me up with this full. Uncool, dude. 10 Kai, I apologize deeply. Go back to sleep. Put a 1 in the chat for 10 Kai to go to sleep too. Angela, $4.99. Each one in the chat. Each one in the chat equals 1 day that guy has been to prison. Fill it up. Starting with Casey Cooper, fill it up. How many days has he been to prison? I better see at least 180 days. He said he had 100 on one sitting, so. Quixicotl Kitten, $1.99. He's most likely using a neighbor's Wi-Fi. I would not be surprised. Not Dan's Wi-Fi. Dan don't like Chillito. Miranda Mavog, $5. Chille bobbing his head trying to show him that mouth though. What that mouth do? Yeah, he is. Oh, that's some shit. Yeah, Chille trying to show him what that mouth do. Yeah, absolutely. That's what he was doing. Miranda gets it. Quixicotl Kitten, $4.99. So by their logic, I can run a red light, crash into their car, and cause them to become paralyzed, but I'm not responsible for any of it, right? Actually, you make a good point, Quixicotl Kitten, because should you have done that, it would be really hard, them being paralyzed, to be able to pay you back the money that they owe you for damaging your property when you paralyze them. You know? You make a good, that makes me want to drive even better, knowing that the people that I damage might not be responsible for paying me back for me damaging them. These people are fucking stupid is basically what I'm trying to say. GB Peach, $10. I've worked retail over a decade and I can guarantee you, no matter how polite people are to him, soon as he leaves, they're laughing and mocking his stupidity. As someone who's worked many years in retail, I guarantee you, you're fucking right. I guarantee you that servers, like, they smile at him and he starts talking about, like, they do this move, right? They're like, here, sir, here's your water. And he's like, hi, have you ever heard of Terry versus Ohio? And they go, Terry, oh, God, it's one of those guys. Yes, I'm coming right now. Sir, I have to go. Like, there's nobody else over there. They just say that so they don't have to talk to you, Chille. Geza, the random reviewer. Member, 20 months. God damn. I got to hurry through these super chats because I got to pee. So we're going to start moving through them at a pace. Basically, he's a parasite sponging off U.S. taxpayers' hard-earned money. They all are. Well, I don't want to make any claims about the host. I don't know what his actual position is, but the other two were for sure. Sindao Q, $2. Hey, team, I'm going to Kentucky as well. Sindao! Love you. Kick his ass, Seabass, while you're down there. Cynthia Merritt, $1.99. Guys, I might have to go pee real quick. Yep, that is happening. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, my bad. All right, quit staring at me. All right, here we go. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I had to go use the bathroom, and I was trying to hold it, but you keep in mind, right? I didn't decide I was gonna go live, and like hours ago, before the stream, it was like Kate finished, and everybody's like, "Skeptic, go live," and I said, "Okay, let's go," and I just went live. So I didn't have a chance to go relieve myself before we got started, and I've been doing this whole show without relieving myself. So let me stop trying to explain myself and let me just continue on. Is he gonna say that we're caught in the Matrix? Actually, Cynthia, he fucking did say that. Matt, he really fucking did, Cynthia. Not even kidding. Madeline McConey, $20. Hey, my favorite YouTuber. I'm late to the party. Madeline, you're right the fuck on time. Have a drink with me and for our favorite cat. Schrodinger's cat. The man, the myth, the legend. And Madeline for a $20 donation. Yeah, some good whiskey. All right, Madeline, thank you. You're very entertaining, and I love your raw honesty. You know, let me tell you what's going to get me in trouble one day, Madeline and chat. My raw honesty. All right? This is why, you know, people like myself, I don't have a filter. I just call it how I see it. It means that people are gonna fucking hate me one day because I'm gonna call it how I see it, and they're not gonna fucking like it. But what it does do, Madeline, is it keeps the people who actually like me for holding my opinions and standing behind them strong. You know, it keeps the chaff, it keeps the weak shit out. That's why my community and Kate's community, like she has her own people. Believe me, there's so many people that follow her that don't watch me, and so many people that watch me that don't watch her. They follow us so hardcore because we stand behind what we believe. We stand behind what we believe. We stand strong. Like believe me when I say this, my backbone is way, way stronger than Chille's ever could be. That man that man has no backbone. He's weak as fuck. Capital A, capital F. Weak as fuck. There's not a policy or a standard or a belief that man could get behind without having somebody else get in trouble for that belief. You feel what I'm saying? But I never want to have just a following of fucking mindless idiots. I want my following to call me out when I fuck up and I make mistakes. They say, yo, Skeptic, you told us to hold you accountable. We're holding you accountable. Chille, you couldn't do that. Think about this. Think if you were a big-time Chille fan and Chille made a mistake that he believed in and you called him out for that mistake. What do you think would happen to you? Put it in the chat. Just make a wild guess. I won't even give you a suggestion. Just make a wild guess. What would happen to you? What would happen to a Chille fan, a Chille supporter, if they called Chille out on some bullshit that he said? Block, block, block. Right? Blocked permanently. Exactly. Banhammer. You see what I'm saying? Here, put a 1 in the chat if ever you have disagreed with me on something and said that you didn't agree with me on it, and you're still here able to chat. I'll read the next super chat out while you guys put the ones. Delete laws with a Z, $10. Deleting channels with a Z. Shining lights with a Z. In my eyes with a Z. Not giving badge numbers with a Z. Just plain hating on the First Amendment players with a Z. McAddicts, see all those ones? Those people can tell me fucking that I fucked up. Hey, Twitwit. Wait, Twitwit, are you still here? What did I fuck up on recently on one of my videos? I said, yeah, what you should be arrested for is for that ankle bracelet being a fashion crime. It should be a fashion crime for wearing that ankle bracelet after Labor Day. If Twitwit's here, she'll tell you the first thing she said was like, yo, it's not Labor Day. It's more like Labor Day hasn't come yet. And I was like, fuck, I fucked it up. See, people call me out on my bullshit. You don't get fucking banned here. McAddicts for $5 Canadian. Chille's going full soft hard. Never go full soft hard. This will end spectacularly horrible for him. Absolutely. It's already in. If it ended today, if he just said, I'm done, the delete loss has ended. It will have ended already in a spectacularly horrible ending. Broken Angle, $5. He said he should be allowed to travel this land without cops harassing him. Then he said they impounded his van. Yes, you caught it. I caught it. Many members in the chat caught it. But the moment he said that, I was like, you know, nobody asked about your van. Nobody even asked what happened to it. You just volunteered that information. Shit got impounded, guys. It got stolen by the repossession company and impounded in their lot. Fucking goddamn minivan. But good catch, Broken Ankle. Good catch. Lord Illuminous Pooh, $2. We are the Illuminati. And we definitely have beef with Chille. Beef with Chille, but Chille is chili with no beans. So it's beef with Chille with no beans. Paul Unbrained, right? Mr. Q2, first name Pho. I said Paul unarrested or unfreed. You said Paul unbrained. No, you're right. More than I am. Miranda Mawak for $2. This was very entertaining. Thanks, Daddy Skeptic. Good night. Miranda, thank you. And good night back. It was very entertaining. I had a good time with you guys too. Now I'm wrapping up super chats. I only got a few left. So, oh, wait, maybe it's more than a few. Let me see. No, it's just a few left. So what I want y'all to do after this, now you could start now. Go ahead and start putting your tag me in the chat, and I'll turn it over for about a brief 5 to 10 minute Ask Me Anything session where you guys can ask whatever questions you want to ask, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. 10 Kai without snitching on myself. $2. Oh, also send me that Chille fanfic you mentioned. I gotta go get it. It's another subscriber sent it to both me and Kate. So 10 Kai. Let me grab that. I'll send it to you and let you do your work. Steven Styles, new member. Part of the fucking over 500 club, Steven. MMO Mox, $2. 2 senators. You asked why each state had 2. Yeah. They think, did you hear what they said the reasoning was though? Like, I know I just kind of briefed over it, but I wanted to give you guys that opportunity. They said that they have 2 senators, one for the corporate side and one for the actual land. So you have a senator for the land of California and you have a senator for the state of California. Right? Or in their terms, one for California state and one for the state of California, which is not true at all. That's not why we have 2 senators. Tom Castro, $5. Chilito is like when you eat bad chili, you get diarrhea. Chili is like projectile vomit in YouTube media fashion or form. Tom Castro, $5. Chilito is like when you eat bad chili, you get diarrhea. Lord of Luminous Poo, $2. Oh, I'm thirsty, but not for Deborah. Well, I'm thirsty too. Got a little bit of Japanese whiskey, Centauri. Let's have a drink. If you're drinking, drink. Please read my Discord DM, says Jackalope Herdmaster. Let me look at that real quick. Oh, no. Okay, I'm reading it. Give me a second. All right. I got something to read to you guys. All right, let's see. Oh, this was for you, Lord of Luminous Poo. Whew. Good whiskey. Jackalope Herdmaster says Katie Joy Paulson has been put on the list for the Grifties Award. She was 40th this morning. She is now 18th. We need to keep voting for Chille to keep Katie Joy from taking over the Grifties. Hashtag TTU. Yes! Vote for the Grifties. Let me give you a little bit of Techmaster knowledge here. For those of you that use the free browser, Opera, there's a built-in VPN. So that means instead of voting once per hour, you are allowed to vote 4 times per hour, once from Asia, once from Europe, and once from the Americas. And then once with no VPN. That's how we're getting Chille up there. Chille, we're cheating to make sure you win. I hope you hear this. We are cheating to make sure that you win the Grifter of the Year. Over other fucking grifters. Just the dude, $5. I'm legit watching Chille get turned into a soft sit. Just the dude, no, you've been watching him. He's been a soft sit. He's just now learning the arguments. But yes, you're right. We are getting to watch a very special moment because there will be a point at which he will stop considering himself the most audacious auditor and start seeing himself as the most, the stupidest state national. We'll just say it like that. Megan, member, 5 months. She says, good whiskey. That's some good whiskey, Megan. 10 Kai, new member. Over 500 club, baby. We only have 5 more. super chats to read out. Lord Illuminous Pooh, $5 was after killing 3 zombies and a vampire that I wondered why they had all eaten all the candy with them. They had all the candy with them. Oh, I love you, Lord Illuminous Pooh. You really know how to brighten my day. Casey Cooper, $5. Chili said that you and Kate bring people to his streams, and he already blew his own case. So he already blew his own case. Trifold Trolls Unite. Good whiskey. Casey, he doesn't know how to beat me. I beat him in a debate. I've beat him at every turn. You ever notice, does anybody here notice how Chili never does videos proving that what I'm saying is wrong? He doesn't. He can't. I do my actual research. Like, I read those cases. I don't look at it and go, oh, the Cliffs Notes version says this, therefore let me extrapolate the Cliffs Notes version to everything that this ever cites again. But thank you, Casey. $5. I appreciate it. And yes, good whiskey. Oh my God, excuse me. I do apologize for that. Casey, Chibi Peach, $5. Can we put them on an island and let them govern themselves? I've been suggesting that. Nobody listens to me, but I've been suggesting that we just put them on an island and let them try to use their form of government. It has to be a big enough island so that 2 factions can form, because we need them to show why anarchy doesn't work and why you need a government and a law system. So we need it needs to be big enough for at least 2 factions to form, and it needs to last long enough for at least one faction to kill the other one off. We can watch via drone, ultimate reality television. What was the name of that movie? What was the name of that movie in the 80s? It might have been in the 90s, where they put all the prisoners on the island and they would fight. There was no rules. What was the name of that movie? Put it in the chat. I won't be able to see it because I have the chat paused so I can read the messages coming in. Hayden Kennard, 5 gifted memberships. I love you, Hayden. It is what it is. This shot is for you and Joshua Lee and Casey Cooper and Chibi Peach and Tenkai and Megan. Good whiskey. Joshua Lee, $5. I got blocked by Team, and then he made me a mod. Love you, Team. Trifold Trolls Unite. I love you too, Josh. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Let me pop out my chat so I can read it. Well, it just jumped on me all the way to current. All right. So any messages you have for me right now, I will read them, and I will answer them. You have 12 minutes. Let's see. It's 12:37. We will go till 12:50. You have 13 minutes free time. Laying down the law. I feel bad. You shouldn't have super chatted that. This is free time. Okay. This is the free time. This is where you can ask me anything. And let me just read the chat. He says, huge thank you for the channel shout out tonight. I'm close to 1K. Let's make that happen, chat. 1K for laying down the law with Blue Bear. Hey, will you put your, oh, hold on. Jackalope, will you do me a favor? Will you go grab his channel and post it so I can pin it for other people, please? And thank you, okay? I'm a fan, so no support necessary. You just let me know when you need me to say, hey, go check his channel out. And someone else did it on your behalf too, so that you know. You're still streaming. I thought you were signing off, so I left early. I'd said that many times. Aaron Reese says, where do babies come from? Sorry, my headset went out right when I said that. Or right when I read that. I don't know how to answer that for you, Aaron. I would say that babies come from somewhere between the right and left thigh, a little north of the butthole, a little south of the belly button. Am I close? Did I help you, Aaron? MMO Mox. How will the Cowgirls do this year? Oh, MMO, baby. MMO, baby. You don't even know what you spurned in me. Don't say that. You called them cowgirls? You called them cowgirls? I gotta let you know how serious I am. We can't be having this shit on my stream. Hold on. MMO, we're Are you serious? MMO Mox? You gonna threaten me with Eagle shit? You know that I can file a lawsuit on you, right? I've learned from Chille that anybody can file a lawsuit on anybody else for any reason whatsoever. So we don't talk bad about the Cowboys, okay? Not until they're done. Not until they have no chance at a fucking at the playoffs. Okay, that's when we can stop talking about them, right? Somebody ban MMO Mox. And if you ban MMO Mox on the real, then you get banned too. So don't ban him. How long will Chille stay on YouTube? Honestly, Gowdens, I'm hoping through my trip to Europe, okay? I'm hoping for the trip to Europe. If he stays on YouTube through my trip to Europe when I come back, I'm probably going to start focusing a lot more on the American state nationals. The guy you saw tonight is not just a sovereign citizen. He's a state national. There's things he's saying that are in line with them. All right, the whole republic idea. Doug from California, the new governor, guess what he's calling it? In fact, look at this. I've got to hold the mic now that I did a dumbass move of taking it off of the stand. Let me see. Let me read off Lenka's last video, the title. Just so you know that I know. That we know. I believe it's called the Republic of California. The Lenka clown. Yeah, California Republic is open for business. American state nationals are next. Hezekiah, do not think I saw did not see your fucking dub bears. You get fucked up in this chat rooting for the Bears or anything outside of the Cowboys. What's wrong with you people? Do I ever get on the brandy? Gaza? No. Yes, kinda. A little bit. Solixus says, who's the Cowboys? Get a life, Solixus. Touch grass. They're the greatest thing that's ever happened to organized sports. Press harder. Glober Mom, once again, you interrupt. Team Skeptic says it's proving Chille wrong. Learn how to listen. What did Glober Mom say? Glober Mom's a mod. She knows how to listen. Oh, yeah. It's about pointing. Yeah, but I'm showing how he's wrong and laughing. But hey, see what I'm saying? Glober Mom is a mod. And somebody's out there giving her shit. And I think Glober Mom's okay with that. We love Glober Mom too, by the way. All right, let's see. Casey Cooper, I heard the libertarians tried to build a community somewhere in Texas and it failed because it burned down because no one had built a fire department. Sounds about right. I don't doubt it. Could there be another universe where Chille is smart? No. Mu naught and epsilon naught are constants of the universe that cannot change. Therefore, it is impossible for a universe to exist in which physics breaks and Chille is smart. These are facts. That's Nick Volt. He's a physicist. Andrew Stoll, Team Skeptic. Did you say our rights are granted to us by man/government? I don't think I said that. Yeah, they are. You only have the rights that are given to you by the Constitution, which is why stuff like the 9th and 10th Amendment exists, because they say, well, there are rights out there that you do have that we didn't specifically grant by the Constitution, but that's because the Constitution does grant rights and takes them away. Sucks. But yeah. Casey Cooper. But I don't think I said it, though. I think it was the guy that either Chille said it or the other one said it, I believe, Andrew. I'm not sure. Casey Cooper. I just read that one. So last summer 7. Team Skeptic, sorry for the blank message earlier. I didn't even know how I posted that thingy. My hand slipped. I hit my phone and suddenly it was there. Shit. So here's your message. Yeah, that's exactly the excuse Chille gives all the time. Let's see. I have a great producer, says laying down the law. Good. I like your stuff, man. I like your stuff. Aaron Reese says, Team Skeptic, I've got 3 kids. Can't figure out how those little fuckers got here. Right thigh met left thigh. Belly button in front of butthole. It's right there in that area. You did something in that area you weren't supposed to do, Aaron. Obviously. Gowden Driver. I read these already. Broken Angle. I giggle when you say my name. I'm in it to read like Broken Angel. Oh. I see now where I messed up. Yeah, you suck. No, I'm just kidding. You're awesome. All babies come from Walmart, says Bad. Hashtag facts. Geza. Ever get on the... How did I go up so high? Renee. I'll be back. Mac Daddy. Trip to Europe. When's that? A week. Guys. I'm dropping down to the bottom of the list now. New topic of conversation. Europe. What are we doing? Tell Freight Edges the people win again. It's a conspiracy. It is a conspiracy. No, what are we doing in Europe, guys? Renee G says, I love your smile. I love you too, Renee. That's awesome. Remy G, sorry. I swear it takes Team Skeptic forever to sign off. Yeah, right. I said I was gonna be here till 50 after the hour. So I've got another 4 minutes. I just want y'all to know, which came first, the Chille or the trifold? Roseanne, there are answers that even physics can't answer. What came first, vomit or Chille? That's the real question that needs to be asked. Hand Banana, you didn't read mine. It was important. I missed yours. Well, then why did you tag me and say I didn't read it? Just tag me and re-say it, Hand Banana. How about this? Hand Banana, when you give me that one, that's when I end this show. Europe, waking up, gonna watch F1 with Max Verstappen and make sure Dad is okay. I am his caregiver, so I'm watching with a cup of coffee. Inanna, I'm glad you can watch with your cup of coffee. And thank you for taking care of your dad. That's like one of those, I forgot what it's called, selfless actions. Luna, come here. Come here. Did you see that? This bitch left. Can you do a video on the free inhabitant girl? It's old, but super good. You'd have to share that one with me, Kennard. You should check out the Mock Mile in Wales if you are into military jets. I'm not going to be going up to Wales on this trip. I'm only stopping in Dublin as my port of entry into Europe and my port of exit. So I'm going in there for 1 day. And then Bass, I said no super chats, bruv. What part of no super chats do you not understand, Bass, here? I didn't even see the name. I just see the icon. I know the icon. I know the super chat amount. The icon in that super chat amount is Bass here, $4.99. That I know. Let's see. Oh, and you can see where I'm at because I'm actually scrolling through the... Oh, yeah, I'm not. Don't let me lie. All right. Chille is vomit, says Aaron Reese. Have you ever been to New York? If not, would you go? Actually, Miranda, I'm probably going to be going to New York right around the end of October, beginning of November. I've got somebody I want to see out there. So. Oh, y'all are catching me being really relaxed right now. And holding my microphone. I forgot. Who made me pull my microphone off? That person needs to be banned. It was Aaron Reese, wasn't it? Or was it Gowden's Riber? Or maybe Hayden Kennard. Hey, Luna, where you at? She's just embarrassed. She ain't super chatting me right now. She gonna super chat me next time, watch. Bass here, I told you, $4.99, running to Europe because the Cowboys suck so bad. Yeah, no, screw you. Go Bears. Have a great trip, bud. Bass here, you and Hezekiah should go find a hotel room and make little Bears babies. Go Cowboys. How's the lawsuit, Andrew Mays? He's scared. Okay. There is no law. It's a LOL suit. LOL suit. Love the stream. Y'all are awesome. John Green, you're awesome. Love you. Archangel 3, good to see you. Everybody, put TTU in the chat. I'm going to read your names off as I see them as fast as I can. We have hit our limit. It is time to go home. Put TTU in the chat. That's Cindelution with the first one. Mark the Sarcastic Law Student. Frayed Edges. Basic Trick. Megan. Donehead. Andrew Mays. Look No On No Hands. Telecline, Tom Robertson, Miranda, Tammy, Remy, Aaron, Archangel, Archangel, Solus last summer, Cynthia Merritt. Nope, it wasn't me. I'm catching up. Paul B. Sylaxis jumping to the bottom. Boo Boo Bunny, Madeline, QQ2, customer service. Ha ha ha. Shout out to fucking Dr. Dave. Gowden's Driver, how many lawsuits of Chili's? Team Skeptic, do we know how many lawsuits he filed? It's not about how many he's filed. It's about how many he's won. And that number is 0. Dropping the mic. I'm Team Skeptic. Hold on. We don't fail. Whoa! I was not expecting the chair to just give like that. Guys, I love y'all. No, Glober Mom, not an epic fail. This is just one little tiny itty bitty sip I just poured up. We're going to do this one for you guys in the chat. I love you guys, man. Y'all are amazing. I'm so glad y'all are having as much fun as I am. Be safe tonight. It's a Saturday night. Stay inside, okay? Watch your favorite Team Skeptic video because Team Skeptic loves you. The third person of me loves the first person of you. Second person of you. Whatever. Love you guys. Good night. Hit that like button. Good whiskey. I'm out.